3, 2.
What's up, everybody? It's PKA 90. We got Gunns4hire, and we got, I don't know who's.
All right, let's go. Yeah, I like it. I like the energy this time.
Wings, you got your intro ready? Oh yeah, I can freestyle it. All right, baby. 5, 4, 3, and then that's what we get. That's awesome.
Oh shoot, what's going on here? Oh, my other computer there.
All right, was I streaming on you?
No,
Like,
I
go
know I
live?
had two computers going, so I thought I'd muted everything, but happens. Why are you so quiet? Where'd everybody go?
I know, right? Like suddenly the show. We were like chitter chatter, talking. I even like cursed out Guns a second ago in like the most friendly, jovial way you could come up with, and then the show starts, and it's like you say something. No, you say something. You guys want to talk about Trayvon Martin?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna shock you guys with this, but I don't really know what the hell's going on with that whole thing. So I'll listen, and I have absolutely no idea. I just know someone shot someone killed someone. That's it. I'm ignorant on this.
Everybody's ignorant on it, right? The only people who really know what happened were the people who were there, and one of them's dead, and one of them's biased. That's kind of what's left. I guess I'm kind of glad that Trayvon's getting his day in court, right?
Absolutely.
That much is a good thing.
Yeah.
It should go to court. I don't. Maybe we'll find out enough during the trial for me to have an opinion on whether he should be convicted. Like, here's Zimmerman's. For people who don't know anything about this, here's the deal. Zimmerman's this neighborhood watch guy. He sees Trayvon Martin jump the fence into a gated community. And then in Zimmerman's head, this guy is like milling around, doesn't seem to belong there, and looks suspicious.
Obviously, he could be trying to bust somebody's window out, steal some shit.
Okay, so Zimmerman calls 911 and says, "Hey, we got this guy here.
Hey,
it looks
I
like
ain't trying
trouble."
to profile here, but he fits the profile.
Right.
Hoodie,
Yeah.
hoodie,
I wore a hoodie all
in the
weekend
race
to PAX.
ethnicity
I'm
of
so
the community, jumping fences.
All right. So he calls 911 and says, "Hey, we got this guy here. Looks suspicious. Whatever." And Zimmerman, this is just me talking here, seemed enthusiastic about like following him, but according to him, he like broke off following him, and then Trayvon Martin like circled back and caught him somewhere else. According to logic, maybe he followed him. You know, we don't know exactly what happened there, but they met up later. And Trayvon Martin apparently called his girlfriend, maybe, I hope I don't screw this up, and was talking to her like, there's this guy following me, and he seemed to be scared, like based on how I interpret that phone call to his girlfriend. Then there's, whatever, one thing leads to another, and now there's a conflict where Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin are fighting. Now, I've heard the 911 call where someone else is calling, not one of the two principals, but like someone's seeing the fight, and they're like, there's one guy, he's beating another, you got to get here and break up this fight. And I can hear somebody screaming for their life, right? Help, help, help. In what sounds panicked. For my ears, I'm hearing Trayvon Martin scream, who is the black guy with the hoodie. Just because it seemed high pitch. And well, I've never even heard Zimmerman speak. He's like in hiding right now. But to look at him, he's like a 225-pound sort of like Hispanic white guy type thing. And I don't see Justin Bieber's voice coming out of a plumber. Like that's...
I saw where a voice analyst guy said apparently Trayvon Martin had a really deep voice, and apparently they said the voice on the thing wasn't baritone enough to be Trayvon Martin.
But think about this: you're talking about deep voice, but what about? And I apologize, I don't know the name of his name anymore, but he was like from the 80s or something. He was a really, really big black guy, and he had this super high voice that he used to sing. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, I mean, look at somebody like Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh,
Perfect
that's
example.
Imagine now, let's pretend like it was Mike Tyson out there pounding someone to being beaten to death out there, and you heard screams from Mike Tyson's voice.
Yeah.
If you saw that later on, you'd be like, no, dude, it was that guy over there. There's no way that giant black guy over there stands like this.
That's a good point. So I guess you can't judge a book by its cover. From listening to it and looking at the people, I thought that. I also heard an expert say that the voice had to be Zimmerman, the white guy. So we have conflicting experts in the street in Florida.
Was it in? No, what I'm saying, like, was it in the actual gated community where the
Yes.
fight
Yeah.
broke out?
Yes, yes.
So, was there any explanation as to why this individual? Because I don't know any of the story. I don't even know what
There was.
Trayvon Martin looks like.
So Trayvon
but-
Martin had just been suspended from school for having
Mm-hmm.
marijuana on him, and he was staying with his uncle in this gated community, which is
Oh,
probably
okay,
why he
okay.
didn't have like the code to the gate or something and had to jump it. And he
Oh,
had
okay,
just
okay,
run
gotcha.
out to the convenience store. Everyone hears this to pick up like iced tea and Skittles for his younger brother. And then as he's coming back
In the rain.
in the rain, he gets into a conflict with Zimmerman and ends up shot. That's
Hmm.
that's how that went down. And
Yeah.
so anyway, there's this big conflict over what actually happened. Like no one really knows. There have been a couple eyewitness accounts that say it was Zimmerman beating the guy, him yelling for help, and there have been eyewitnesses that said it was Zimmerman being beat and he shot himself in self-defense. But here's what I do know for sure. Like in this part, I think is undeniable. The media around this has been opportunistic and evil and deceptive. Right? The photo of Trayvon Martin is 4 years old, and he looks like a choir boy. He's so angelic. They've taken other photos of him and photoshopped them to lighten his skin and remove any blemishes. They made him look like an absolute angel. I'm not saying he's good or evil. I'm just saying they took photos of they cherry picked and doctored photos to make him look like what you would think of as a Cosby kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have NBC edited the audio tapes. So, and I'm going to get this as close to accurate as
What?
I can. So Zimmerman calls 911 and says something along the lines of, "Hey, there's a guy in this neighborhood. He's kind of moving around in a suspicious way. He seems to be aimless, and I think he's up to no good." And they say, "Oh, is he white, Hispanic, or black?" And he says he's black. But they edited the tapes, and it sounds like this: there's this guy in the neighborhood, and he's loitering around, and he looks like he's up to no good. He's black.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh.
When you- Like, what is NBC? What is the fucking media trying to do? It's like they're trying to start a fucking race war down there.
It's like media propaganda. That's what
It is.
looks like.
Oh,
It's
that and
media
that's how I've
propaganda.
heard. That's how I've heard it described. Like someone the other day, they're like the best propagandists from the Nazi regime could come up with this shit.
Dude,
Like
yeah.
this is ridiculous.
It's totally bad, right? Like you can't you can't do that. You can't
No.
remove the 911 operator asks, "Is he white, Hispanic, or black?" And he says he's black, and they've removed all the context and just said, he looks like he's bad, he's black. But that's not how the conversation actually went. So that's I want to just keep saying it. The media has turned this into a better story than it originally was, right? Like, what was his Twitter handle, Wings? Dude, can you remind me?
The realest nigga?
Yeah, he's the realest nigga on Twitter, right? That's his like Twitter personality.
But
It's
I just want to say
Antoine.
this. I'm not racist by any means. But here's the thing. If the news didn't have hold of this story, Zimmerman wouldn't have got charged. He would have hit the castle doctrine, and he'd have been a free man today. Right now,
But that
the
might be
media
bad.
is making him a martyr.
It is possible that Zimmerman misbehaved in this thing in a really big way.
It is possible. It's possible a lot of people misbehave in the castle doctrine. But the fact is, just like I told that bank teller today, if somebody was to come and start beating you in the face and you had no means to defend yourself other than a pistol you happen to have on you, would you want to go to jail for the rest of your life because you defended yourself?
I've been hearing a lot, like, "Hey, he was unarmed, therefore you shouldn't shoot him." No. It's okay to shoot unarmed people if there's a problem.
He's walking at me
But here's-
threateningly, and I'm fearing for my life to the point.
Here's
I
the
might
thing,
be on
though.
ground to shoot.
If he suspected him of actually breaking in, he sees him crawl over the wall, which I don't know anything about the story. So as you guys are telling me this is the first time I've actually heard it. Like, I'm completely ignorant. And I think, okay, I would suspect if I was on Neighborhood Watch, yes, that person does not belong there. He's going to be up to no good. I don't care what color he is. Someone hops over something like that, you're suspecting he's going to do something bad. Knowing that he's in charge of this, and knowing that he made the call to 911, suspecting that he was up to no good, and knowing that he had a weapon that could be used to shoot someone, why would you not wait for the police to come? I mean, and when you engage with someone, I just think of like martial arts training. They're like, if you know someone there, you avoid them because you're going to get into a conflict. It could have been avoided if he had actually genuinely suspected that this guy was up to no good and wait for the police to actually arrive before engaging him, knowing that he had a weapon, suspecting that he was bad. Because if he knows that he's bad, whether or not he is, there is a possibility that he's going to draw his weapon before he actually should, without actually knowing whether or not this person is bad. That's the way I look at it. I'm like, he shouldn't have engaged him.
It's absolutely
like
true.
Almost excessive force.
I bet every day since this hit the press, he wishes he just managed to keep a bigger distance.
He shouldn't have.
Yeah,
he shouldn't have. He
shouldn't
suspected that he was a bad person, regardless as to all these other circumstances. He's a bad person. He knew he was carrying a weapon, and that if you're in the mindset that this guy's a bad person, what do you think your reaction is going to be when things start getting heated? You're going to think you're going to get stabbed or whatever. You know you're going to draw your weapon. I would avoid it. I don't want to shoot anybody.
Yeah.
I just want to make videos.
That's it. It's a better life. Yeah, I just want to get 40 kills with the KSG one time. Screw the shooting. That's all I want.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. Honestly, I didn't know anything about this, but when you guys told me that, I mean, I would suspect the same thing. If I was on Neighborhood Watch, I see anybody hopping over some fence, I'm like, that dude's about to break into a home. Mm-hmm. He's about to be stealing some stuff and causing some problems.
That's how Zimmerman saw it, and he surely should have kept his distance in a much, much bigger way. But
hey, but you're saying this, but look at it this way: how do you know Trayvon Martin wasn't going to kill a family
with Skittles?
Well, I don't. Yeah, I understand this, but the fact is, what's that guy's name? Richard, the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez.
Yeah, Richard Ramirez.
He didn't use weapons. He went and slit motherfuckers' throats with a kitchen knife.
But Zimmerman's not in a position to make that call. He's not judge and jury. He can't go in there and
I understand, but it's civil duty. If you think somebody is going to be, being mischievous, you look into it. You ask the question. You go, hey, what you doing, buddy?
I agree. You gotta take a step back there. You can't be a vigilante and take the.
And I think he kind of did that, but the conversation quickly got all machismo tainted. If I understand the story right, he did kind of confront him and say hey, what are you doing? And Trayvon gave him a hard kind of who the heck are you to ask what I'm doing?
Well, then I would have shot him.
He didn't shoot him at that point.
Do you think this is what happens? If the Death Wish movies were in real life, you think this is what it would really be like? If this were the Death Wish movie, Zimmerman would have just went on and shot 8 more guys that day.
3.
He just been one down and walked away, and nobody would have caught him.
Hop the fence again.
Regardless, as I said, no one except for Zimmerman has enough information on this to know what happened, except for Trayvon Martin, who's dead. So all you can do is try to.
I got one last
pick
question
pieces
for you
away
guys.
from the media. That's
Do you think the state's charges are going to hold?
No.
I don't think they. So I think he's going to use the castle doctrine, and he's going to get away clear. Because just like when somebody wins a war, no matter what you did to win that war, you're the person at the end with the story, and you have one side of the story, and you have a lot of speculation. You can't put a man away for speculation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know if they have any. I think it's all circumstantial evidence. It seems to be.
Yeah, I mean, they can charge him with all they want, but that's just it. If no one saw it, and it's his word against everyone else's speculation, how are you going to make that stick? That would be an epic failure of the legal system.
It's almost like the O.J. Simpson case. I got a feeling it's going to end just like the O.J. Simpson case. In the O.J. Simpson case, the news were outraged when he got off. They had convinced everybody in the world he had no chance he wasn't going to jail.
There's DNA evidence.
Yeah, he was so guilty. Did you know his alibi?
OJ anyone who doesn't, the people who think OJ is innocent are the same people who believe in the Loch Ness monster and Bigfoot. They're like, no, it's possible. It's possible.
He said he was playing golf in the front
on
yard.
The jury.
Yeah. A lot of guys on the jury, once they learned the things that we learned, not being on the jury, because they were sequestered. They were isolated. They didn't hear all the stuff that you did on the media. Once they learned that, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm, now I think that he is guilty. I wish I hadn't voted the way I did. So
Of course not. He's 100% guilty.
yes,
Like, DNA evidence should be like, I don't care how you got it. I don't care if you went and raped OJ to get his DNA. It's admissible in my mind. If they're like, jurors, you're to ignore that evidence, I'm like, yeah, I'll ignore
Yeah,
that.
that's some bullcrap. I cannot stand that in the legal system. Whereas if you obtained it, you're like, oh, you didn't have a permit to get that, even though that absolutely it's like having a film showing him kill her. It's inadmissible. You got it illegally. You can't have that in there.
That's to do with rights.
Like GTFO, man, that's friggin' retarded.
Can I change the topic?
Yeah,
Let's go politics. So Santorum came out, right? Like that's
all right. Come on, rephrase that.
Okay. I'm trying to go over the Santorum history. Santorum comes from behind. I'm referring to his Iowa victory. There was a Santorum surprise in Iowa. Santorum surges. Santorum sweeps Alabama, Mississippi. Is this what you were going for?
I was going for Santorum has decided to, pulling out of the race sounds dirty too.
Yeah, so
he has withdrawn his He's going to take a break. No, he's taking a break from his candidacy.
Yeah,
but I don't want to seem like I'm a Santorum supporter by any means. I'm a fiscal conservative, not so much a social conservative. But he's it looks like he's out. And the main reason I pulled out, if you read into it a little bit, is it was really, really close in Pennsylvania, and he didn't want the humiliation of losing his home state. He's from Pennsylvania.
And there was you can never. Okay, so I've seen lots of like high corporate executives leave their job, and it's always to be with their family a little bit more.
Oh,
right? And apparently, he took a weekend to be with his hospitalized daughter, and then kind of reprioritized and realized that his odds were long, and he was kind of wasting his time and not being with his family, and he should do that.
Well, what do you think the president's job is going to be?
Yeah.
Do you think the president's job is going to be like hanging out at the White House with his sick daughter?
I don't know. From what I've seen lately, there's a lot of golfing involved.
Oh, here we go.
Throwing that out.
There's always a lot of golfing.
I haven't been following the races as closely as I have in previous years.
Here's all you need to know.
Under my impression, Romney's running away with it.
Santorum was trying to eradicate online pornography, which would have destroyed...
Why the fuck would you do that?
I don't know. To me, it's an attack on Painkiller already, because quite frankly, that's about a third of our content.
I'm going to take the Woody stance on this. When people use cheats to get an extra level in Call of Duty, I don't care. It doesn't affect me. Mm-hmm. This affects me. I want my pornography.
Yeah. So I'm trying to go for more Santorum headlines. Do you guys have any in the chats? Like,
you don't need another one.
Santorum is dropping out.
Be president.
You can take my freedom. You can take my liberty. When you take
make me a slave. Give me like 15 hours a day work. Just let me jerk my gherkin at the end of the day.
Oh, goodness. You just went there.
Well, I didn't see this. Well, he was against online porn? Like, what is it about? Is it like killing people?
This guy...
Well, I could see like if he was attacking child porn, but just pornography, I mean, this has been around for God knows how long. I mean, that kind of entertainment, whether it was on film or not, has been around since friggin' Romans, for God's sakes. Hell, maybe cave people friggin' dance for some chops of wood.
Santorum is like that total 100% like fully committed Christian guy. He talked about outlawing birth control. He talked about outlawing online porn. He wants to revert back to like no gays allowed in the military. Like he's pretty much that. Like
actually, Santorum was going to pull out earlier, but he thought that might be some form of contraception, so he waited.
Here's a question:
till he was finished.
when he dropped that bomb about he was against pornography online, I wonder how many people in his little campaign office, kind of started shifting papers on their desk and slipped away.
None of them. He's held that stance for a long period of time. But his supporters support that, and I mean everybody's entitled to their opinions.
There's one thing I know
in horse porn, and I don't know why this man thinks that we all shouldn't be able to enjoy.
I just don't see a big support for that. If I
Mr.
ask 10 guys that like porn, I'm pretty sure 9.8% of 9.8 guys are going to say yes. There's going to be like 0.2% guy that doesn't like porn.
Here's if there's one thing I know about Republicans, it's the more anti-gay, anti-sex they are in public, it's the more wide stance intern pounding they are in private. We should start the countdown right now to the Santorum gay transvestite hooker scandal.
Yeah, he's gonna have a transvestite and a fucking swing pounding him in the ass at a fucking hotel.
So is it gonna be a pounding wings?
It's gonna be a pounding.
It's going to be a ferocious pounding. We're talking about one of those where the other.
It's gonna be the back open cock pounding. He's gonna have him in the swing, hitting him with the thighs, and have his dick like flapping, hitting him in the belly.
Whoa. Are we going to see belly bulging? You ever see that when they're getting hit by something so big that their belly bulges?
Oh, I've never seen that now.
I mean, if not, I can probably find some material.
Of course, I've seen it.
Woody's like, I see that every night.
3-4 times a week. Yeah.
People want me to introduce the guy behind me. This is my buddy Chris. He's a Viking.
Oh, speaking of sex, so I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and we were talking, and I don't know how the conversation got started, but anal sex got brought up, and I was like, I think I'd mentioned, I was like, yeah, no, we couldn't do it. I was like, I didn't have any lube, and he's like, so what? I was like, well, you gotta have lube, man. I was
wait,
like,
it's you and your friend?
Yeah, we're discussing.
And this is a guy.
Would you sit down? He and I are talking about fucking girls.
Sure. All right, I'm following.
You following him? Okay.
Did he have his hand in his pants?
No, you chill the fuck out, motherfucker.
How disappointed was he that you didn't have lube?
You simmer down. Anyway, I was like, nah, man, you can't do it if you don't have a lube. And he's like, why not? I'm like, bro. I was like, it just doesn't work without that. That's like, it doesn't work. It's the same reason your car doesn't work without oil. It's just there's gonna be some massive internal damage by the time you're done.
If you're not properly varnished, it's not good for either party.
Yes, exactly. And I'm like, nah, just don't worry. He's like, oh no, I just throw it in there. I'm like, dry? He's like, sometimes. I'm like, what does she say about this? Well, she screams a lot and tries to get away, but I'm a pretty strong guy.
Oh my god!
Is this Keith?
No, it's the other one. And
I won't even ask because there's two on my mind. But
yeah, it's the other one.
All right, here comes Skype.
I'm like, that's fucking ridiculous. And he's like, I'm like, well, it doesn't matter. I'm like, not everybody's into that anyway. I was talking about, girls aren't always into anal sex. He's like, oh, they're all into it by the time it's over. I'm like, I mean, you can talk maybe 75% of girls into it, but there's that holdout percentage that just aren't going to be down. He's like, oh, you just long stroke it then, and I'm like, what?
Wait, what is long stroking?
Yes, that's what I said. I was like, what's long stroking? He's like, that's when you get behind them like bullfrog style, and you're going at it. And one of those times, you just pull out a little bit too far and whammo, right in. And I'm like, that sounds horrible.
I saw that on a video once.
He's like, I don't mind. I'm like, I guess not. It's not you getting railed in the ass.
Jesus.
I don't want to have sex with this guy.
No, I don't want to have sex with him either.
He's doing it mean. That's not right.
It's Boyfriend of the Year award.
Do you think you can't get away from him, Woody?
He's scared.
I'm hoping I can.
He's a big
bullfrogs you.
He's bigger and stronger than me. I don't think Woody could get away. Maybe Woody could put him in a full mount and reverse the position.
That's what I'm thinking. I've had bigger guys. I've got some pretty gay chokeouts I could apply on him. Write his name in this guy.
If he's behind you like that, couldn't you just square kick him right in the dick while it's nice and hard?
I was thinking the other day when we were hanging out with Joe, and he was talking about the 10-finger choke. I was like, this is just a step away from a 10-finger rape your mouth move. Like,
yeah, Joe was teaching me a new guillotine setup that I hadn't seen before. It's
he taught me for about 3 seconds before I tapped him furiously, trying to make him stop choking me.
It all hurts. Learning all these moves hurts, which is one of the things. Like, so when you look at any kind of martial art, right? Like any kind of combat sport, you look at how hard they're trying to figure out whether it's legit or not. Boxing, it's pretty legit. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is pretty legit. These are things where, when in practice, people really do it. Muay Thai is pretty legit. I learned Kung Fu, and it was like orchestrated punches. Like, all right, I want you to come at me slowly with a right, and then I'll, like, catch it and spread your fingers or something like that, and hurt the ligaments in your hand in mid-flight. And it's like, this will never work. This will never work.
You must have been in a crap club, because I actually took, before I got flabby and had kids, I actually was in a kung fu club when I was in Toronto with my wife. We took that, and there was always sparring. And I'll tell you right now, we got clocked in the head so many times, punched, but they never did competition. They didn't believe in that, but they did have open sparring. Like, there would be no, do this, do that. They would just be like, here's your techniques, now try and use them while you're actually fighting, and you'd come out bruised as hell coming out of there.
But did you have orchestrated attacks in this thing, in the sparring, or was it everything you've learned up to this point?
No. They would give you a stance like you were gonna do boxing, and they would just free it. You just do whatever you want, any kick you want, any punch you want. There was no, but we were in a different kind of club though. Like wasn't.
That's way more legit than the kung fu that I took.
I know what you're talking about, though. That's like, hey, come at me like this, and then I'll do this and this, and it's like, well,
yeah. In my mind, kung fu is probably the best martial art if you are a superhuman being who can like do bullet speed and see punches coming at you at the speed of like shit, like you have Matrix style reflexes. Then kung fu is the superior martial art.
Yeah.
Other than that, my reflexes are about normal human reflexes. Yeah. So no.
Hey, Kyle.
The problem is it's too sort of traditional. You know what I mean? It's too like, this is the traditional way of doing it, rather than like, listen, in a street fight, ain't nobody going to be fighting you traditional.
You know what? Kung Fu is such a waste of time when pepper spray is like what, $5 a can.
That's right.
There's something to be said for that. Like when I was learning, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and some Muay Thai, like there was a little span of time where I thought to myself, like, this is kind of nice. Like, I think I could beat up everyone else in this line for the movies if I wanted to. And but then, like, as I learned more about just how many people are armed, just how many people have knives, just how effective knives are.
Yeah, run.
Yeah, don't get into a fight. It's not a good idea. Not unless the other guy is like...
That's always rule number one, though, man. In any real martial arts, they just tell you, they're like, just run. You don't
back out the fight if possible.
Get the hell out of there. Like, you don't want to be taking a chance, and that was my thing. So
if you have to fight to get out of there, make sure you sucker punch the shit out of him and then run.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care. I'm going for the balls.
The people in my chat are wondering why poor Kyle's getting all this hate. They're like, who's Kyle, and why do they keep saying F Kyle? You guys must be new. Kyle, can we hear your voice?
Yes. Hello, my friend.
All right, that is Kyle. And Kyle.
They say fuck Kyle as a term of endearment.
It's a term of endearment. It started off as a mic check. It's like I legitimately didn't know if the stream was working out, if you could hear me. And I'd be like, if my mic is working okay, then say, fuck Kyle in the chat. And it would just pour out. Like, F Kyle, F Kyle, F Kyle. Oh, it's running right now. I've seen hundreds of it lately. And they would just be like, F Kyle, F Kyle. Let's get a good F Kyle round going. And then, like, Kitty would pop into the stream back in the Twitch days. And because she was a mod, she had, like, a special, like, thing next to her name. And she'd get the F Kyle chants going. And F Kyle was just cooking everywhere. So, speaking of F Kyle, dude, so, and FPS McDuck, which he totally hates. So you went flying today?
Yeah. So I decided it actually would save me money to buy a plane. Most people think planes are like $1 million or something, but they're actually about as affordable as a car. You can
like
get
a Cessna, you mean?
Yeah, like a Cessna. Like you can get one, anywhere between 20, 25,000, and if you want something really like slick and nice, maybe 50, 60, 70, you can get a very nice plane. Like a 4-seater, and step up to a 6-seater if you really need it. But I would save money over driving around the country all the time getting one of those. So I looked into it, and we went to flight school today, and it was really I imagined going into it that I was gonna like sit there and do paperwork for like 45 minutes and then go look at a plane. But we sat down, went over what yaw, pitch, and all that stuff was. Yep. Went over about 3 of Newton's laws. And then we went and got in a plane, and I took off flew for an hour and landed, like with no assistance. Like she basically just
Like you
pointed at
literally
controls.
had no assistance. Did you really land it and she didn't touch the stick?
Yes. She was like more left, more right, more left, more right. Okay, pull up, pull up, pull up. Now easy.
All right,
It's
Kyle,
very
here's,
gradual.
here's,
The movements are very gradual.
here's the next
on
question,
planes.
Kyle.
Yeah.
When you gonna come pick me up? We go get like an Italian sub from Chicago.
I just looked up.
As soon as you get your passport.
While Kyle was talking, I looked up how fast a Cessna flies. And their theoretical top performance is like 120, but in reality they often fly at like 110 miles an hour. Which,
Yeah.
and I'm guessing, and I'm not a flight expert, but I'm guessing that you can go the direction you want to go, whereas when you drive, you don't always get to like go as the crow flies.
Yeah, exactly. Like the
You got
cliche, way faster.
Yeah, but like 110 miles an hour, that's just, let's call it 120 for the sake of math. You can go, wow, 120
Yeah,
miles
and
in
just
an hour.
straight.
I
though,
can't
like,
believe I just did
None of
that.
this round curves and stuff.
I just calculated how many miles you can
Miles
go
you
at
can go in an
120
hour.
miles an hour.
Oh my god, that's an awesome fail.
I
got it
I always
right.
heard that, the Elvis Presley thing. He just like wake up in the middle of the night, jump on his fucking jet, and go to like some place in like Kentucky or Tennessee and get banana sandwiches,
Yeah,
peanut butter banana.
but like if you wanted to go, say, like 500 miles, then that would take you about 4 hours or so, right?
It goes faster than that. So some
You
of
got trees or like roads to follow.
the one I was in today was I was going at right at I think 95 nautical
That's
knots
110.
or whatever, and you've also got to factor in the tailwind. So you often have like a tailwind of 10, 20 miles
Wait
an
a
hour.
minute. You're
Ground
calculating a tailwind into your like commute speeds. It seems like you should just assume that you get as much tailwind as headwind, right?
I guess it depends which direction you're going, Woody.
Well, if you're lucky enough to have a tailwind
Why do
everywhere
you
go,
have to be a glass half empty kind of guy?
I'm
Woody?
just saying, I have enough bicycle riding experience to know that there's as much headwind as there is tailwind.
I will always go with the wind. How about that?
Okay, you freaking...
No
Bruce
matter
always
what.
go downhill.
No. Some of them go upwards of 200 miles an hour. It just depends how. Like I said, it's that thing. How much money do you want to spend? But we were looking at it, and I was like, shit, I could fly down to Tampa, hang out, do my thing, and be back in time for dinner. Like it's like a 3.5-hour flight to Tampa. I was
Yeah.
like, hell yeah! And the thing is, like, with some of those planes, I could actually build a runway at my place. And when I say runway, don't imagine like a radar tower and like a paved runway. I'm just talking about taking a bulldozer and making a level spot and having like nice smooth
Don't you
grass.
have to have FDA rules and stuff though?
No, there's people in my area who have runways.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much, it's not even that flat. Like Kyle described,
I've been saying but don't you got to like be like charted into like the plane traffic so you don't run into another plane?
No, you just
Oh, yeah.
go up there and you announce yourself and you're running a beacon.
Oh, okay.
yeah, so Kyle knows more about
I'm dumb
this.
about planes. I've never
Like-
flown one.
Yeah, I'm right
Flight
there with
paths
you.
and
But
stuff, you
I,
got to make sure.
I do know that I don't want to call them neighbors, because they live like 10 miles away. But there are people not far from me who just have, I guess what I'd call a giant lawn. And it's kind of like a hill even, like it's not, if you're picturing a really flat runway looking thing, it's not. It's kind of inclined. And they land and take off on it.
Like a football field would be much, much smoother than this needs to be. Like
Yes.
it can be a little bumpy.
Yes. People are asking about my shirt. Here you go. Men at work.
But yeah, I had assumed that it was going to be. I'll be honest. I had assumed that it was going to be about what it is, but I think most people assume that it's super complicated, and you're up there like turning gauges and knobs the entire time.
So
There's
it's not like airport.
It's very simple, like the controls and shit on that
I'll
stuff.
Yeah,
tell you
it's-
though, when you look at a commercial airline, there's a lot of dials on there. There's a
Dude,
lot of knobs
I
and a
flew
lot
that
of gauges.
In Dublin, Ireland, in the Gamers Abroad thing, it was the actual simulators that they trained commercial pilots on. Like this simulator would make you sick, and I was able to take off and land in that thing. It was a bit wonky, but
Did you
but
crash?
the controls are the same. Like there's a lot of buttons, and I was the same way. I'm like, dude, like there's like so many buttons. Like what do I touch? They're like the same controls that you would touch on the small plane. Ignore all of those. Most of them are warnings and stuff like that. But the controls, it's the forward thrust, it's the brakes, it's the air brakes or whatever. The yaw, like the pitch on the foot pedals. It's the same as a small plane. Like most of it is all like radio and warning bells and whistles.
Yeah, exactly.
Saying you're gonna kill 200 people. Bwamp, bwamp, bwamp. You're like, oh shit.
Quit making a big deal out of it.
Yeah, there's a lot. Most of those buttons and crazy stuff that like Star Trek, and you're like, oh, I can never learn that. It's the radio, or it's it's your altimeter, it's your speed.
Commercial, not
I
even
got
that.
this. Here's this question, guys. Let's take it to a gaming perspective.
Yeah.
You played Battlefield, right?
Yeah.
How close to Battlefield is a real life play?
It's much easier to fly. I don't know. I almost want to say it's easier to fly in real life. Battlefield's so fucking hard to fly, dude. Of course,
on the helicopters, but the planes aren't so bad.
Yeah, the planes aren't so bad. The helicopter's fucking ridiculous. Though, from what I understand, flying a real helicopter is incredibly difficult. There's a lot of stuff going on there.
My favorite Battlefield video ever made was from T-Mart. Did you guys see the one where he, we were pouring into this building again and again and again. And just the way that the spawns are working and such, they always were there. And it didn't matter. I'd go in, I'd get 3 kills, die. And when I came back, they're fully staffed with bad guys again. And T-Mart hops into a plane, and he is ready to like suicide bomb this plane into the bad guys and take them all out. And then like the music hits and it starts getting all dramatic and it's like, don't worry guys, I got this. And the plane like bounces off the building and lands at the bottom and he's not even hurt. It was the most like anticlimactic ending. It was you have to see the video. It was fantastically done.
I got this.
I happened to be standing right under him as the plane crashed, so he had my perspective and everything to work it in. It was,
and it just bounced. Bong.
It was awesome. Yeah, bong. So, Guns. Did you have a Twitter conversation with 402?
Yeah, a little bit about his his interest in mobile games, but it's not what I'm doing type thing. That was my conversation with him. He was tweeting a lot. Like he seemed really like, oh, and it's and the mobile, and all they need to do is make this universe. And he was going on and on. I'm like, man, I see so many companies going towards mobile because it's quick. It's a considerably larger market, and a lot of them, like I think it's Konami or whatever, have almost completely dropped out of doing premium games like for consoles and PC. And I thought, maybe he's going the easy route. And he's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not doing that. I was just talking about it. But then I saw a tweet from him after, and he's saying, we're looking to integrate mobile into what we're doing. And I'm like, so you are looking into mobile. You just said you weren't looking into mobile. I'm like, all right, whatever.
It almost feels like console gaming is the next PC gaming. And by that I mean, like, so to make a AAA title, like back in the old days, there were AAA PC. I guess there still are AAA PC titles, and now it seems like if you really want to have this thing be a big hit, it needs to be a console available. It needs to be runnable on the consoles. If you just limit yourself to PC, you're cutting out a giant market.
Yeah,
it almost seems like tomorrow the games are all supposed to be tiny tower bullshit. Like get towards, and you see the PC guys call the console people casual, right? Like. That's where they go. But now I almost feel like the console guys are looking at the phone guys and saying, really, Zombie Highway? Like, that's your thing? And I don't know. Like, I hope that consoles...
the developers are trying to substantiate it. They're trying to say that the mobile, look at the Flash-based games now for Facebook and Google. Like, they're so much more advanced. They keep talking about this stuff. I think it's just a cop-out because it's such a huge market. Like, so many people have Android phones, iPhones. Like, who doesn't have one of those? It's a much bigger friggin' market than
it's a
just gaming.
giant market. And the development, like, I don't know what it costs to make Modern Warfare 3. You want to throw out a number? What do you think they spent in R&D? $100 million?
Probably.
Yeah, probably close to that, I guess, in the development.
Just as a guess.
Unless you're talking to Thunder, then they spent like $2 on it.
I don't think I can't think of a iPhone game that ever came close to $100 million in R&D.
No. Angry Birds? No.
Me and Woody almost got into those iPhone game categories. We weren't spending $100 million.
I think they like big inefficient teams are spending $100,000 tops. You know, nowhere near what they would spend on a big title for the console or the PC. So man,
But it would be a waste. Why would you spend that much on a you know? They talk about rich, deep experiences on an iPhone, but I mean, how cinematic are you getting? You're not getting a 1080p or something like it's. I want to see it on my 55-inch. You know what I mean? I want to be wowed by the presentation, like watching a movie. You don't get the same experience looking at your freaking phone.
I don't think the presentation is all that doesn't really matter that much. I mean, to some people it might, but to some people the gameplay is more what you're looking for. Look at Farmville, for example. Farmville is a huge game. It's stupid looking, but the people love it to death. And just like World of Warcraft is by no means visually appealing.
No. But what about games like Uncharted?
I keep my
Uncharted
PC gaming movie.
Uncharted looks good, but guess what? It also plays really good too.
Yeah,
and I'm sure the playing really good is more important than it looking really good.
Oh shit, no, I couldn't.
You guys in your Farmville and your newfangled games.
Hey, do you want to talk about Borderlands?
Play
MS
Paint. Play MS Paint, baby. Play Calculator.
Nice.
That's the old school PC stuff. That's how I roll.
What? Do you want to talk about Borderlands 2?
Sure. You want to lead?
Or your first?
My first.
So I didn't.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm going first. No, I changed my mind.
You asked me a question, bitch.
Little switcheroo, gonna keep you on your toes.
Kyle.
So, just a forewarning, I didn't play Borderlands 1, but I have been informed about it by Woody and Joe. So, I won't talk about the differences though. So I'll just talk about what I got out of Borderlands 2. You run really fast, you jump really high. So you've got kind of like a Halo type jump, but with a Call of Duty type sprint, which I like, and it made the game really fast paced. And there's not a lot of like falling into holes and dying. It doesn't seem so. I like that. It's not one of those games you get like goofy deaths where you're just like, what the fuck? There are like 10 million fucking weapons, which if that's your thing, then you're never going to get bored. You can always just be there customizing your weapons,
customizing, modding and stuff. Yep.
Yeah, like I must have seen. I mean, I saw dozens, and I only played for about an hour and a half. And there's a lot of like really weird monsters you fight. I like that. I liked it. You kept you on your toes. Like when you play a game like Halo, after a while you get used to it. You're like, oh, it's one of those guys again. Mm-hmm. But I kind of got the feeling out of Borderlands that it was going to be like every step of the way. You're like, what the fuck is that?
That's how it is. Yeah, there's a lot of.
The first one had huge creatures, huge bosses that would take you forever to defeat, like monstrously powerful.
Yes, yeah, you would run out of ammo, and you're like, now what? Am I supposed to like slash this guy with my sword 10,000 times before he drops? Yeah, dude. I played Borderlands 1 a lot. Like I want to say I did the full campaign maybe 6 or 7 times. So I like my
crazy replayability on that thing. The story was great. The characters are hilarious in it.
The characters are hilarious. I would argue not developed enough. Like I'm gonna get the people wrong. Is Scooter the car guy?
Yeah.
Don't you wish
and
you played a bigger role?
What you want? What you want?
Yeah, what you want? Come get your cars here. I wish, like, I know there was a little part where he talked about how the bandits were kind of giving him trouble, and you had to go out there and take out the bandits. But I wish there was more of him talking in there. I wish there was more of
stronger storyline.
TJ Craig, yeah, just a little more dialogue. Like, because the dialogue they had was some of the best dialogue in gaming history. Where's the rest of it? Why is it the guy only says like 12 lines that leave you wanting for so much more? So I wish it. And I only played Borderlands 2 for like half an hour, but based on that half hour, it looked like maybe it would be the same sort of thing. There was something else I was gonna say. Oh, Kyle's right with the weapons. It's like before, but they did some new ideas in weapons. I played one at the PAX East, and dude, so you shoot the guy, and then so the weapon materializes in your hands. You shoot it until it runs out of ammo. When you run out of ammo, instead of like reloading or rematerializing, you throw it at the bad guy and it blows up. If you shoot it once and it still has a bunch of ammo left in it, you throw it at the bad guy and it blows up much better. So that was like a neat idea for it. And there's still the same snipers and there's new characters. I don't know if they have like a sniper class or whatever. I'll have to check it out. But I'm psyched about Borderlands 2, and it comes out in September, which I'm equally psyched about. Like I know there's a ton of really vocal people who are like, F Call of Duty, I'm never playing a game, the franchise is ruined, they haven't done anything new. But for me, I'm going to be checking out Call of Duty in November, right? It's going to be a big event for me. I'm going to still be excited about it. But the fact that this game was smart enough not to come out in November is gigantic to me. Thank God you came out in September. That's the right time to come out. You know, don't go releasing at the same time as Call of Duty thinking you're going to beat them. No.
Yeah.
Come out 2 months in advance. Let me play this game, and that'll be awesome. So last time they did that, and it was October, they literally couldn't print the CDs fast enough. So that was...
Yeah, I think they do what I really like about Borderlands, and obviously Borderlands 2 coming in September, is it's one of the few games that is an amazingly cooperative experience. If you got a group of 3 or 4 guys that always play together, it's one of this truly cooperative experiences, like campaign, like story from start to finish, not just like little segments or little parts that you get to play cooperatively. It's like you can either play single player right through start to finish storyline, or with 4 buddies and go straight
I
from
like
start to
co-op.
finish. And I think that's brilliant.
I love the co-op. It seemed like co-op was all the trend in like maybe 07, like when Left 4 Dead came out. And since then it's kind of fallen off. But I think co-op is really cool, and Borderlands did co-op right. No one's done it better than Left 4 Dead. You know what I liked about Left 4 Dead? When you joined lobbies, like when you were getting started, the culture in Left 4 Dead was that if that guy doesn't have a mic, he's like a lower level of person, and you are free to vote him out. It had a voting system. And it's like, what? You want to play this game without a mic? Get out of here, noob. No.
Yeah.
We're going to be working together. We're going to be calling out people. We're going to be screaming for help. We're going to be a family for the next hour. And if you try to come in this game without a mic, beat your feet, baby. And I love that. You know, you go into Call of Duty, and most people don't have mics. I don't know if that's true, but a lot of people don't have mics. And if they do, they're definitely not, like, communicative, right? You don't hop into an average domination game and the thing sort of works out like game battles, right? That's pretty rare. But in Left 4 Dead, every single game, my expectation is that everyone else in this lobby is going to be working, and they're going to really care if I get tongued by a smoker, which is not as dirty as it sounds, but yeah.
Doesn't like getting tongued by a smoker.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah. Get tongued by a smoker.
Deep and long. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been tongued by many smokers in my day. I've got like 1,000 achievement points in that game.
I just imagine like an old woman smoking a cigarette, drinking a gallon of milk.
Here. I'm gonna put
Left 4 Dead's a
balls in my
badass
mouth.
game. Left 4 Dead is cool.
I never played Borderlands or Left 4 Dead, so I'm staying out of this.
You might actually really like it. You should try it. You know, just a
The
little taste test.
reason I avoided Borderlands was mainly because I liked Fallout so much, and I didn't want to go play like a watered down version of Fallout.
Watered down? There ain't no watered down, dude. It's a great freaking game.
I think there were people who were used to like serious RPGs who felt like as an RPG, Borderlands wasn't quite the same, right? Now, I didn't play Fallout, so I can't speak intelligently to it. But did you play both?
I haven't played it both.
I've played Fallout, but I mean, I found for me, and maybe this would be disrespectful to you, Wings, because you like.
There's no disrespect. It's a video game.
I got bored with it. I actually stopped playing it like super early, but you know, I have a bit of ADD in me, and I found Borderlands could entertain me. It was constant high energy for me, and
I'm the complete opposite. Like something slow doesn't necessarily mean it's bad to me. Like I watched a movie last night called Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And I felt that movie was fantastic. You know why? Because they took time to actually tell me a story instead of having monkeys beat up on the military for 2.5 hours.
According to my chat, Borderlands is 7 times better than Fallout. So they've done the math.
And 7 times.
7 times, yeah.
That's a very specific number. Calculations. So what about charity work? How do you feel about that?
Oh gosh, here we go. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I notice that some people like it, some people don't. I notice, you know, the gaming community, as good as they are, like to raise funds for charities. What do you feel about that, Woody?
You know, it's fucking sick and wrong, right? Like, I swear, there's nothing I can do that doesn't turn into some evil manipulative act. I can't raise money for charity without some asshole out there saying, like, oh no, look at Woody, this self-serving charity drive. Really?
It's Tony.
What are you, new to charity? He's arguing that one video I put up made like $8,000, and God, I wish I made $8,000 a video. Can
Nice.
you imagine that? That'd be
So many.
$16,000 a day.
$8,000.
If I made 16 grand a day, if you got a plan to make 16 grand a day, and this guy, by the way, was a machinima director, so he knows that he's full of shit, right? He knows it. He knows how much machinima directors get paid because he is one. But he still puts up a video saying, I make 8 grand a video, and that I'm making far more on this charity drive than the amount that I'm donating, right? So if you don't know, I ran for King of the Web. And here's the full story. Let me take a step back. The last 2 years, I've been doing charity drives, and the money went towards March of Dimes. So that's that. And the first year I raised 8 grand, and the second year I raised 12 grand. A little more than that, like 8 something and 12 something. But that's about right. And I was kind of proud of those numbers. But what I didn't tell people is that each year there was one man, who donated 5 grand. Right, 5 grand the first year, and then 5 grand again the second. And when me. I know who it was. And by the way, so he wrote me before he donated, and he's like, Woody, I really believe in this. It's a big deal, but I need my privacy is really important to me. So I don't want it to show up on the site. And if you don't know, right, there's 2 reasons. Sometimes people like to donate privately just because it's like more pure. And the other thing is, if you get known as a big donor like that, then all of a sudden everybody comes to you with their palm up, How about you donate to me too? Donate me too, me too, me too. Which happens to me on charity drives. Every day someone is like, hey, I've got a good cause. Woody, why don't you run with this and run with that? So anyway, this year, rather than do March of Dimes, I let my subscribers pick the charity. So I knew that I was losing my whale, if you call him that, my biggest donor, that 5 grand. To replace him, I ran for King of the Web, which is $7,500. And it was like, all right, so the subs are going to donate themselves, and I can't track how much they donated because they did it directly to the charity. But the subs are going to donate what they donate, and then I'll donate the $7,500 if I win King of the Web, which I did. And that's pretty much where it stands. That's why I ran for King of the Web, because I needed to replace the guy who was the super donor. And
there's and it's called King of the Web, but do you have a crown, Woody?
No.
Do you have subjects or like a staff or maybe a manor? No, you're not really a fucking king.
My wife was impressed.
Contest the man put on to raise money for some fucking people who needed it, and people are like, "Oh, but what about those views? Didn't you get paid for those?"
No.
What?
You check the
that
stats.
Huge pile of money you must have made.
Check my video views. Check my subs.
That money too.
King of the Web is a very one-sided thing. You drive traffic to King of the Web, and then the people that drive the most traffic get prize money, which in my case I donated all of. So this whole notion that I somehow got a win out of this is bullshit. So I wrote to this guy. I wrote to him on Skype and cleared it all up. And I was like, man, you need to know this. And I talked about the big donor and all such. And he's like, oh, yeah. So I'm going to put out a correction video on Sunday now that he's better educated. I pop over on his video on Sunday, and he's still backing it up. Like, oh, if I could have revealed my sources, you guys would know better.
Yeah.
Really? What fucking source? I am the source. I know that, this is crap. And it irritates me. And this guy I've helped so many times. He's such a goddamn backstabber with this thing. I have, I've given him shout-outs, I've given him tweets, I've given him dual comms, I've given him all this stuff. And the fact that he turned around and started telling lies about a charity drive is bullshit.
About all those haters, man. Screw all those haters, because if people like you who have people following you, masses of people following you, weren't doing charity things, driving people there, whether or not you even were paid to do it, even if a company, like say March of Dimes, paid you to do it, the fact is that you're still helping it. The bottom line is, whether you believe in karma or whatever, the end result is good for society or good for whatever it is. Who gives a shit if you're actually making money on this? The main thing is that you're drawing people over. You're helping a charity. And then, people just look to complain and hate over everything. They suck dick.
A few weeks later, I ran across this video, and it was called For Ariel was the video name. And the guy's daughter, it sounds bad to say, but it looks like she's dying, right? She beat cancer.
Looks like she is dying. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, he didn't say it straight up like that, but he's like, she wasn't expected to beat cancer the first time. And she certainly wasn't expected to beat it the second time. Now she has it the third time, and it's a matter of one more. Can we get one more birthday? Can we get one more, this? Can we get one more that? That's where he is. And she wants to go to Universal Studios to see the Harry Potter thing. Like, apparently she's like a huge fan. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, man, I could do something good for this guy. The video was community commons, which means that anyone can re-upload it. I'm like, I could put it up there, link to his donate page, and then donate all the ad revenue I earned on the video. And it turns out I donated more than I earned on the video, but whatever. And then I'm like second guessing myself. I'm like, who's going to attack me next? If I try to help this man, who's going to be ripping on me for it? And that sucks. That's my line of thinking. Like, I think it sucks that,
Well, people only see, they're like, oh, well, what is he getting out of it? Rather than looking at
a
what
loss.
you've actually accomplished, they concentrate on what are you getting out of it. Because all they want to do is hate. It's the same old story over and over again. That's the friggin' haters just looking to complain about something. Why don't they use that energy to actually run a campaign themselves? Well, that's right, because nobody follows them. They have nobody, and they can't do it, but you can. And yet all they do is choose to hate on you. Whether or not your motives are there, it doesn't matter. Oh, these people piss me off. This subject really annoys me.
Yeah. And so anyway, he's just working horrible
If they work
person.
as hard at bitching.
I don't understand the motivation at all.
I'm just saying, like, people sit there and bitch and cry about where they're not. If they worked as hard at being where they want to be as they do bitching to me about not being where they want to be, they might be getting somewhere.
I invited this guy in PKA. I wanted to talk it over with him. I wanted to be like, can you explain why, why you did this, right? Explain this backstabbing to me. You're full of shit. You're a machinima director. You know exactly what a video pays. Explain, why would you do this after I've helped you so much? And you'll notice he's not on painkiller already.
Yeah. Well, because he probably would have been attacked.
I hate to say it, I call it the El Prestador effect.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What's the El Prestador effect?
Making something bigger than is not. And we also can call it like the Zimmerman Trayvon Martin effect if you want to.
Yeah. Kyle, you're pretty quiet. You got no position on doing charitable work?
I
Get it out, man.
I agree with it's ridiculous. It all comes down to jealousy, and most of the anger and the hatred that's generated at anyone who's even marginally in the public light is based behind jealousy or shame. Shame because they know they can't accomplish what you may or may not have accomplished. They're ashamed of themselves, and rather than face that, they turn it into hate. It's really easy to hate someone, and I don't like the term hater or whatever, but some people literally feel hate in their hearts toward you because you've accomplished something, and they want to tear it down. And you'll always see them turn what you do into its most basic form. Like, they'll be like, he's an Olympic gold medalist. Oh, wish I could run really fast. Face it, bro, all you do is throw a football incredibly accurately to people. Oh, really? So you can pilot a space shuttle. Probably not much harder than driving. They do that every time. You'll see, and they'll do it to anybody who makes videos. They'll be like, oh, so I wish I could just play video games and record my voice, because then I would be you, but I've got better stuff to do down at Taco Bell at 1 a.m.
As I'm thinking about it, I'm looking at this guy's hairline, and the jealousy angle makes a lot of sense. Just throwing it out there. I think
You're not looking at a picture of me, are you?
Nope.
So I'm looking pretty sexy right now.
I am looking good.
Sexy as I am.
Shut up, Viking.
Jealous.
I always wondered what the hell. Why do people always say fat? People hate me for being fat. How do you hate somebody for being fat?
They don't hate you for being fat. They hate you for other reasons. They see that as your weak point. So
I think
they zero in on it.
Perhaps they didn't. Maybe they think that you don't know.
Oh, that's possible. You should do a video. You should do a video. You should be like, so I'm 26 years old, and I kept reading all these comments saying I was fat. And I was so confused, and I looked in the mirror yesterday, and God damn it, you're right. What the fuck did this happen? I mean, I've been uploading videos and pictures of myself for like the last year and a half, but I never go back and look at them, really.
I'll tell you what, if you're on camera as much as like anyone here is, you know exactly what you freaking look like, right? I know all my damn flaws. I know, I know everything.
I know I'm just way too sexy for the camera.
That's I'm with you. Yeah, but like if you're on camera very often, you know what you look like from every damn angle. And like you pointing out my flaws, trust me, I know them, baby. I know them. I know every one of them. It's how it goes.
Do you think this haircut and this beard trim happened on accident on a Thursday?
You think this kind of sexy isn't contrived? Like this is this takes a lot of time. Someone just said I have a buck tooth. It's a snaggle tooth, bitch. I got a snaggle tooth.
Snaggle tooth.
Yeah, I know exactly what it looks like.
You're going to be hated. Like, tell them that's for eating your mom's pussy. Get the fuck out of here.
Yes, that's right, man. Bring out the Xbox Live insults.
Yeah.
This was nice and straight until it got stuck on your mother's pubic hair. And
So wiry and disgusting. No, I don't understand the hate that surrounds things like that. It's like they're like, okay, so he's doing this really good thing for no apparent reason. How's he profiting from this? Why would he do it? Because I'd never do anything like this. Because I'm a cocksucker. I can't understand how anyone could be like kind and good natured and actually want to help someone for no fucking reason at all.
But doesn't that tell to their character? It's exactly what
does.
you're saying. If they suspect you for doing something shady, it's because they think that way. Because if you didn't think shady, you wouldn't suspect someone else of being shady.
Absolutely.
So obviously they're pieces of shit.
Now I will say this: I'm always really skeptical about two groups of people: Catholic priests and Boy Scout leaders. And all right, now let me just throw this out there.
That's a prestigious group right there.
And this is based on my own like flaws.
I love this.
Okay, so I like having sex with women. So no matter how faithful I were, God has two. If you follow the Bible to the code, then God has two plans for men. You can either go into service with the church. Sure, he loves that, and forsake women, or you can go forth and be fruitful and
wait. Am I so? I know Kyle. I know Kyle better than I'll say most of the guys in the chat. Are you legitimizing your behavior with the Bible?
No, I am
because you're freaking Sodom and Gomorrah over at that place of yours.
My own character flaws in my suspicion of those two groups of people. Because I can never say, no, I'm not going to have sex with women like a Catholic priest does. So therefore, I suspect a majority of Catholic priests of some sort of buggery. In other words, they're getting it on with some little boys. They're taking advantage of the choir boys. I always have that suspicion of all Catholic priests. I mean, every fucking one of them, right up to the Pope. I'm sorry if that offends anyone.
If you think that they have thoughts of it, at least. That's
at least, of course,
their balls still work.
Because their equipment works. They've just supposedly mind over matter. No, I don't like vagina. Good day, sir. So and then you've got the Boy Scout leaders. And please, now there are two reasons why you go into the Boy Scouts. If you ask me, one. You're the father of a Boy Scout who wants to be really involved in your son's life.
Yeah.
Awesome. You're a great dad. My dad hated the fucking Boy Scouts. He thought it was bullshit, and he didn't like my mom hanging around those other Boy Scout leaders. I had to get out. So there are those guys who are the super dads who want to be involved. They're the coach of the Little League team.
My next door neighbor's that guy.
Yeah, great guys.
Right.
But then there's the guy who doesn't have a kid in the fight. He doesn't have a kid in the Boy Scouts. The only reason he has, there are pretty much two of them. Either one, maybe he couldn't have a family. Maybe this is his way of connecting with like a father-son relationship. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's just a really helpful guy. Maybe he does Boy Scouts on Friday. Maybe Sunday he's, teaching Sunday school. Maybe Wednesday he's, at the homeless shelter. Maybe he's that super guy. Or maybe he's just a creepy motherfucker that likes going out in the woods with little boys. Maybe he wants to show you how to rub those two sticks together, get them nice and hot, and start a little fire down in his pants.
And the problem is the percentages are way too high for the probability that that's actually true.
Yes, and that does speak to my own, prejudices, and my own character flaws that I couldn't imagine that there are that many good-natured, awesome people. But after living in this world for 26 years almost, there aren't that many good-natured, kind, awesome Superman people. There are, however, a lot of creepy motherfuckers. Just get on the internet for a little while, and you'll know what I mean.
Yeah, get the Craigslist ad.
Yeah, go on Craigslist for a little while. Have fun.
I would rather take my own boys. I got 3 young boys. I would rather take them, teach them how to survive in the wilderness, take them camping on my own. I don't want to take them with other kids.
I never understood that. Why would you want to send your kid off to go in the woods with a stranger?
Yeah, no.
I was a Boy Scout.
I think a part of
that says a lot.
Now we know.
I was a Boy Scout.
I would ask questions, Woody.
Woody, let it out.
I remember seeing you in FPS Russia hat. Now,
there is something to be said for the experience of like a bunch of guys who are, 12 to 15 hanging out together and it's a social thing. The guys that like I grew up with who maybe, and I had trouble with this. I was homeschooled in 7th and 8th grade and in 6th and 7th grade. And when I popped back in at 8th grade, I was kind of socially stunted, if you will. And it took me, a month or 2 to get back in the game and, realize how to socialize with people again. So maybe for people who, maybe they don't have many friends at school, maybe the Boy Scouts is a great environment to make friends with people, find common ground. But I'm not questioning the Boy Scouts as an organization. I'm questioning the Boy Scout leaders who don't have a dog in the fight, the ones who don't have kids involved, the ones who aren't super men who just want to...
You talk about the ones that don't have a youngin', but they still want to lead other troops of boys out in the woods?
Yeah, here's what I would say. Like, when you break it down like this real quick, and just think about it as a rational human being. There's a 45-year-old man. He wants to take a group of 12-year-old boys into the woods alone and have a sleepover with him. You're all going to be intense, and there's going to be very little privacy.
What could go wrong?
He is a caring individual.
And maybe he is. I'm just saying. All right? So...
I ain't rolling the dice.
Here's what I would...
creepy guy.
Here's what I would throw into the mix if I were the leader of the Boy Scouts. So you want to be a Boy Scout leader? All right, here are the qualifications. Here's what you got to have. Obviously, you need to be a Master Scout, so on and so forth. However, weekly, we're going to be checking out your internet history. That's the only qualification. Are you cool with that? Oh, why not, Mr. Johnson?
Yeah.
Oh, that's odd. Mr. Johnson ran out of the building. Okay, next applicant. And everybody in the room gets shifty and walks out.
So I'm curious, Kyle, what kind of internet behavior would disqualify them in your mind?
I would be looking for them, if they're looking at pornography that involve young men. Like young men, inappropriately young.
But maybe they're smarter than that. Maybe they really enjoy some good old Justin Bieber videos.
If you got a 45-year-old dude that's watching Justin Bieber, he's watching Twilight.
Why are you hating? Why are you hating? Huh? Why are you hating?
I'm just saying, if you're a 45-year-old man and your computer history is showing Twilight and Justin Bieber, and what would another good one be that would go into this? Well, I don't know.
The Crying Game?
Maybe, The Crying Game. Maybe you've been watching the Harry Potter movies and freeze framing, when Daniel Radcliffe has his shirt off or something. That's enough evidence for me not to want my son going out into the woods with you, sir.
I am curious about Twilight. I really am. I've never seen any of the Twilight movies.
Never seen it, don't plan to, won't do it. Same thing with the Transformers movie. Fuck you, Michael Bay.
I'm not even curious about Transformers. I honestly, I saw the Roger Ebert review, where he said it was the cinematic equivalent of children banging pots and pans together. And I hear everyone say, you can hardly tell which Transformers are the good ones and which ones are the bad ones. And it's just this big clusterfuck of, machines smashing each other. And I think, yeah, that doesn't sound good to me at all. I'm not interested in Transformers. But Twilight is somehow this cultural phenomenon. Everybody knows Twilight. I look at Reddit and I see, I don't know, somebody drop an egg and it's broken on the ground. And they're still a better love story than Twilight. And I'm like, wow, what is this Twilight that everybody knows about but me? Everybody is aware of this thing and I have no idea what it's all about.
It's got sparkling fucking vampires. Enough said.
Listen, I'm going to ostracize myself. I actually like Twilight.
Did you? Really?
I'm gonna say that right now. I do, and I know my wife, if
That's
she's
not my
watching
check.
this, is laughing. She's like, "You're a loser."
Here's the thing. I think you've
but I
disqualified
like
yourself as a
werewolves
Boy
and
Scout leader.
vampires.
I think you should not be leading Troop 39 anymore.
No, I'm definitely not going to be doing that. I'm not
Everyone's
gonna be
writing
doing that at
Free
all.
Burnsy in my chat, and maybe it's somebody that I blocked.
No,
Who?
it's some guy who got banned from.
Oh, Minnesota Burns.
Dude,
Yeah.
Twilight's a
Yeah.
fucking joke of
What-
a fucking book.
Is this
I mean,
something we can
seriously.
talk about? It's
You
all
read
over
the
my
book?
chat.
I haven't read the book. I've seen like
Well, how do you
one
know it's a
half of
joke?
the first movie.
I liked it, but I like vampire movies. It's a teeny bopper kind
I
of.
like vampire movies too. Twilight does not fall in that category.
Maybe I'm sensitive.
Twilight falls into like the underworld category. Underworld's a piece of shit too.
Underworld was good. Hey,
I don't
hey,
mind Underworld.
No,
I
I don't
fight
mind
my-
Underworld.
You
What
want a
do you
good
do?
vampire? You know a good werewolf movie? Watch Dog Soldiers. You know a good
Yeah.
werewolf movie? Silver Bullet. You know what isn't a good werewolf movie? A chick with short hair looking like a dyke jumping around shooting pistols because she's a
Oh,
vampire.
Dude, I love
If you
chicks
don't
with
think
short
that
hair
chick
that look
is
like
fucking
dykes.
smoking hot, what's that actress's name?
Do you know how I know
Yeah,
you're
I'm
gay?
glad you know it.
Dude, she is so hot.
No. All right. Some chat, help us out. Who's the actress from that movie, the vampire movie, where she's incredibly fucking hot?
Very, very hot.
Trying to say dykes can't look hot?
Well, by the third movie,
you
she
are.
wasn't as hot. She aged across that trilogy, didn't she? Was she
Yeah,
pregnant
and
in the
she's
third
still
one?
fucking hot.
What?
She
Which movie?
There was a scene in like the second one where she doesn't get naked, but
name
she
of
gets
the-
about as
the
close
girl
to naked
from
as
the
possible.
Kate Beckinsale.
Like you're seeing like bottom boob
Kate
cleavage
Beckinsale.
and like crotch cleft, and she has Kate Beckinsale. Thank you, not Winslet. Winslet's the chick from Titanic. Beckinsale is fucking smoking hot. All right, and I like short hair. God damn it! So you chill out.
I like short hair too, but she just came off like a bull dyke in that movie.
I don't know.
She's a superhuman vampire who jumps around and slices. Wearing a pink dress.
Hey, maybe I'm just an old school Dracula kind of guy.
I guess
No.
so, dude. You're missing
Bram
out on
Stoker's-
something wonderful. She is a fantastic person.
Oh yes,
she's
her
a good
looks
person.
makes her a very good actor.
She is actually a pretty good actress. She's been in other stuff, but I thought she was smoking hot in that thing.
Sarah
I think Sarah
Michelle
Michelle Gellar,
good actress.
vampire, from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, was hot.
It's going to be around in about 5 years.
I thought she was really hot in that movie.
You
But we're
thought
getting
she was hot. I mean, I'm just saying, I do not like sparkling fucking teenage vampires and cry ass love stories that seem tacked on a movie. I can't stand a love story tacked
You don't
on
like
into
The Notebook, then, eh? You don't like those kind of movies?
I
Not in
didn't
touch
watch
with
The
your
Notebook at all.
Well,
I can't.
your
The Notebook
mangina.
is a love story. I think what he's talking about is he doesn't like it when they make an action movie and they're like, we need to pick up that female
Yeah,
18
exactly.
audience. Let's throw this in.
But
Paul,
that
me just
series
get a
is not
princess
about vampires. That just happens to have vampire-ish type people in it. It's
Yeah,
mainly
that-
about love.
that
It's
fucking
about
glitter
teenage
in the
love.
sun.
Yeah.
What kind of
They
vampire
are
glitters in
sparkly.
the sun? In my vampires, when they go to the sun, their guts fall out.
You sound like an 85-year-old man. When I went to school, I was uphill both ways in a goddamn snowstorm.
So I did this dance-on
Yeah,
competition.
Diesel bus.
I did this dance-on competition, and my choreographer / dance partner, you can't help but notice that she's one of those perfect specimens, right? Like, everyone has their own version of what a perfect woman looks like, how she's built. Some like them thick, some like them thin, some like them whatever. But she is, what many would consider a perfect specimen. Her body's a lot like Kate Beckinsale. Like, that's how she's built. And I asked her at one point, like, do dancers all date each other and stuff? And she's like, no, I don't date guy dancers. It turns out so many of them are gay that the few who aren't are like total players and she wants nothing to do with them. But you know who she dated? The freaking werewolf from Twilight. That was like her most recent boyfriend. And
the guy that all the girls are wanting to eat chocolate sauce
All
off?
the girls want him, and all the Boy Scout leaders want him.
what's his name? He
You
was
idiot.
Team something. Team Edward or something? Like Team...
Oh, no. Jacob.
Team Jacob, yes.
And I'm
Apparently...
sorry that I know that. I apologize to everyone for
Dude,
knowing that.
can you imagine if there was some show starring like a 16-year-old girl, and all of a sudden I'm like, I'm on Team Sarah. Oh yeah, that's the one I would bone.
Like, goddamn dog, digital or analog.
I missed that.
I don't know. Oh, no, that's just a Hannah Montana joke.
Okay. Wow. Wings pulling out the Hannah Montana references. Nice. Nice.
Yeah, that's just as bad as sparkly vampires.
I
Shoot,
used to watch Hannah Montana. My daughter was into it, and I don't really control the downstairs TV. I'm a beaten man. And although I did control it when I pulled the goddamn plug on it, like that counts for something.
why'd you have to pull the plug? Hold on, there's a story here.
Tripped
I've
over
told this story before. Like she was watching too much Hannah Montana, and if you guys have never seen the show, Miley Cyrus plays this character, and the character on the show is like
Is a
sad.
cyborg.
You're doing that, and she would just like talk back to her parents a lot and stuff, and my daughter, my freaking Hope, would start being like, Dad, no, finger wagging at me. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's a huge
Out goes the television. So yeah, we canceled like our cable TV service. Disney Channel.
I was going to ask the other day. You mentioned you didn't have cable, and I was like, why? In my head, but we like moved on to a different topic. So this is why?
Yeah. My daughter started acting like Miley Cyrus. And it's like,
shit.
This is not acceptable behavior.
Started
Miley
writing
Cyrus.
really crappy rock country songs.
That was a big part of it. There were some other reasons too. Like, I noticed that the price of cable doubled in like 8 years. And that seemed always sort of playing as the background. And so between my daughter behaving like Miley Cyrus, the house being noisier than it needed to be, it was just.
So you're telling me that the TV was always on, and that was interfering with your constant video game playing, huh?
No, no. Now it's better. Now we have Netflix, and with Netflix, like we still watch TV sometimes, but it's like a planned thing with a start and a stop, and like the family will sort of like agree, like, oh yeah, let's all have dinner in the living room. We'll watch this allocated like 20 or 40-minute long show, and then when it's over, it's over. Like it's not just freaking running all night long.
We do the same, actually. We watch a lot of Netflix.
Yeah.
The kids are constantly watching it. You know what I mean? And I know you can see how long it's going to be. You can put on what they're going to put. We still have satellite because I still like watching certain shows. I watch Survivor still. I know it's garbage TV, but whatever.
What is
I have
Survivor?
like 3 shows that I watch like a week. House, Survivor, and Big Bang. That's what I watch.
Yeah, I used to watch more than that. But
yeah.
I just felt like I would sit in front of the TV and drool until bedtime. And now that's gone. Now it's like, we're sort of finished, and I like it better this way.
So is the armchair all lonely?
No, I mean, it's just like more like allocated time. Like, all right, we're all going to do this now, and then, we go back. My daughter reads a
How
bunch.
do you find time? I'm going to ask you that legitimately, dude. For what I do here, doing YouTube, I swear to God, I must work 80 to 90 hours per week.
I know, don't you?
Without minimum.
I mean, dude, I'm up there. I only go upstairs. I get up in the morning. I go downstairs. I don't leave until like 5 or 5:30 when my wife gets home with the kids. I get upstairs, help make dinner, help do this, watch maybe one show. I'm back downstairs at 9 o'clock at night. I work till 2 in the morning, and I do that, 6 days a week.
Let me ask you, son.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel trapped?
Well, sort of. Sometimes I feel stress. I mean, I get pissy when people are like, oh, I wish I had your job. I'm like, yeah? You want to work 90 hours a week? I'm like, get out of here. Like, I love my job.
It's
I
hard
love
to
what I
bitch,
do,
like,
but
you play video games for the motherfucker's got a
it's
point.
different, though, because it's like,
Yes, that's it.
being self-employed.
It's 90 hours a week, right? I feel like I'm working almost all the time I'm awake. Like, almost all the time. But it's good work. It's good work.
It's
like,
good work.
I wouldn't trade. I'm really thankful that this is my gig.
It's like I wouldn't pass it up. Like somebody's like, "Would you come work for me for like $20 an hour?" No, I'll continue doing what I'm doing.
Though, man, I don't care. It
is exhausting. But
never go back to a corporate life ever, ever, ever. But this is exhausting, man, and you've got to constantly work at it.
People don't understand that. A big part of like why certain channels do better than other ones is the work they put into it. So I did 2 videos yesterday that turned out pretty well, right? They were some of my highest rated stuff ever. It was like the history of Woody on YouTube or something. You probably didn't catch it. And it was 40 minutes long. 40 minutes long. I did that in 3 takes. So that's 120 minutes of commentary in that. But each time I listened to it all the way through to see if I was like happy with it. So that's 240 minutes into that pair of videos. And it looks like, and then by the way, the gameplay was 40 minutes, so there's 280 minutes. It looks like, you just wing it and go with it. But it's not like that. All these commentaries are second and third takes.
And how long does it take to get 240 minutes of gameplay?
And
I mean, now you're going macro. Now you're going monumental.
that's something I noticed about yours. Like, you did a 24-minute commentary, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, he's going like 34-0 in these games. Like, those were no throw. For me personally, if I get a game where like I'll go 34-2 or something like that, I'm like, I'm going to save this for one where I talk about the game. And then if I get like a 25-7 domination game that's 200 to 199, I'm like, oh, this is a good one for when I don't talk about the game. Like, this is a Mail Monday game. It's kind of, the gameplay is not the point of it.
It's filler.
Yeah, but you had
Yeah.
some freaking beastly KDs in a 24-minute video.
Well, I try to always put those beast KDs in. That's why the rushing doesn't happen.
I did mine over Left 4 Dead, which turned out to be it was risky, right? Every time you do something different, it's risky, as you know that, right? I can go up there and do Mail Monday every day, and people would wear out of it. But at least I'd know that I get a predictable response. I've done a bunch of those. But when you take a risk and play Left 4 Dead or Borderlands or something like that, then sometimes it's a home run and sometimes it's a strikeout. And in this case, people really seem to appreciate the gameplay, even though, like, for me, it was easy to get.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it makes it hard to even. It's nerve-wracking the amount of work that you put in there to even try and experiment with games now. It's almost like once I find something I like doing, and the response seems to be okay, it's like I don't want to veer from it, because if I do, the amount of work that it takes away from the time I don't even have still, and I get a blasé response, it's frustrating. Like, I wish I could just, get a gun and shoot fizzy water bottles all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, that'd be the easiest job ever.
Easy,
oh my
bro.
God.
You know what I mean?
That's like not
look,
even
I've
working.
got a gun and I'm shooting some explosive barrels. I mean, come on, what is that?
Yeah, dude, that guy.
To be perfectly honest, this is going full circle. I almost found it like odd that Gunns4hire didn't hear about the Zimmerman thing.
Yeah,
Because he does so much like local news and gaming news on his stuff.
yeah. Sometimes I avoid stuff like that. I avoid politics first of all, and stuff like that, just because people get like so crazed up. Oh, what's this? I'm looking at my screen. I'm like, who's this special guest about to pop in? Possibly.
He has a Boy Scout story, Syndicate.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, as we were talking, he's like, I've got a Boy Scout pedo story. So I'm like,
I'm not surprised. I'm telling you, like, and I mean, those are just the first two that popped into my mind because they're
Mr.
men.
Johnson tried to pound me in the ass near the river.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever
Yo,
you
how's it
have,
going?
hey,
hello there.
Hey, you're right. You made it sound like I've got like a personal story to tell you about me
Tell
getting
us about
touched
it,
by
don't
a
cry.
critter.
oh,
Slow
so you
down.
don't want to tell the whole story? That's cool. We can just keep it.
no.
Yeah, we can keep it like third person.
There's
Oh,
a
yeah,
friend I knew.
Dude, it's the worst one. I think it's the worst one in the entire UK. Seriously, it's that bad.
They got Boy Scouts in the UK?
Yeah, like it do like cubs or beavers, cubs, and scouts, and then you can be like a scout leader or whatever, scout master. And one of the highest ranked scout masters, like really old guy, rides around in this electric wheelchair. You never think anything of it, and he like the saint of the town. The town. He adopted loads of children. He looked after the kids. No one ever seemed to see
He
any problems.
adopted
used to go
loads
to
of
church.
children. He adopted
Dude,
loads.
So many. Like he was a foster guy. The works. He looked like the saint. He'd go to church every Sunday. Everything, right? And then one day it managed to get out. One of the people he adopted just left. They ran away. They found out where they went, but they just went, I'm never going back there again. Nothing was said. No one thought of anything. Thought it might be a bit dodgy, but nothing was said. So it was like, right, that's fine. Just they must have just had a mishap or something. One day, someone went to use his computer, which he left on, which apparently he's always been so private about. Locks it, turns it off. The rule is that when all his kids is fostered, no one can go on this computer. Not a single person can go on this computer. Not even the wife or anything like that. He's got a wife. He's got everything. He's got kids. And one day, I think it was his wife went on the computer, and when he went on it, everything she seen was like, it's like it apparently was the highest class rating of child pornography you can find. All the kids,
Wow.
dude, the kids, every single kid he had adopted, he had photos of.
No way.
Just crazy shit. He'd adopted all these kids when they're sleeping. I told them to do stuff, and they didn't do stuff. And then it turned out that there was like footage and photos that he tried to make that person do something. The one who ran away, and he still kept that footage because that must have turned him on or something. And then it kept secret for ages. And then the local scout hut closed down because there was an accusation a few years ago about an actual, pedo at the scout camp, and it was like, crap, who could it be? Was it someone when I was younger, when I went to Cubs, it wasn't someone who was one of my leaders, was it? Try to touch me up when I go camping or something. That would have been weird. But I only ever went on one. But then it did get closed down for 3 years or something. But it got reopened. It wasn't a problem.
What got closed down? All of Scouts?
Oh no, just this one local. It's really close to where we live. So, and it was just up the road, and it got closed down for 3 years, and it was always a big hub for lads go in there, they could play big group football or whatever like that, go camping, do whatever,
Bugger.
Big bonfires every weekend or whatever, and it was a really good place to go or whatever. But then it just closed down for 3 years, and no one thought of anything. But then it kind of got leaked out halfway through the 3 years that it might have been something to do with a paedophile, and apparently now it's come out that one of the scout leader, he took this big camping group on a trip, and they all enjoying it and everything, and then halfway through the night he was caught peeping into the tent of one of the lads, and it's just the lad told his mum, the mum said we'll go to the police, and then he went, don't go to the police, I'll try to pay you, I'll bribe you, and all the shit. The woman said, you've got a good reputation, we catch you anything doing this again, it's all going out, and she didn't say anything, so now she's in trouble for not saying something.
Yeah, she should
and they
be.
found out about,
She is.
about this one guy, but they thought it might just been it's a misunderstanding because she knew the guy apparently really well. But it is the worst. Just dude, it's the worst rated thing ever. It's still in court. It's he's going down for forever, I think, and I hope, because he's a scumbag. And he had this the wheelchair, and he's claimed benefits, and then it comes out that he's claimed benefits his entire life being in this wheelchair, which he doesn't even need. And he gets kids, he gets the young scout boys to help him push this wheelchair around, so he's always got one near him.
This guy is a pedophile pimp.
Dude, he's so
Yeah,
bad.
Pedo pimp.
a lot of guys are going to knock him, but in terms of his pedo skills, he's top of the
He was
line.
just dude,
He is the James Bond of pedophile.
adopted everyone. I think I'm not even sure, but I could probably say his children's children. It was
It's like
the
Santa
worst
Claus. It's like
of the
finding out Santa
worst.
Claus was a pedo.
And when I found this out, I was just sat there holy shit.
This guy's like the Michael Jordan of pedos.
Hey, Bobby, can you get Daddy his pills? Get him a Cialis.
Oh, dude, imagine that though. Imagine if you actually got taught by this guy or something, and then you think about it, and he's like, "Here, let me help you sharpen this stick," and you think back to it, and you're like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, that
He was
stick
actually
had a head
sharpening
on
that
it.
Stick rather.
Like, what's up with that?
Oh.
Why did he teach us to
imagine
make all
that.
our poking instruments, look like a mushroom?
So yeah, that's the crazy story of.
Dude, my chat's going crazy. It's like, Syndicate.
Ballistic.
Hey, who's talking? It's like, really? Come on, man.
But did you not announce who?
Cheers for having me on. I appreciate
Yeah,
it. I
thank
just
you.
wanted to share the story.
Thanks.
Yeah, and chill. Nice to. Sorry, hello Guns. I didn't say hello to
Yeah, what's up, Syndicate?
Bye. And who else is in here?
We have FPS Kyle, Wings of Redemption, and me, Woody.
Wings?
Yeah.
And Kyle. Hello.
What's up, buddy? Haven't seen you since LA.
Yeah, dude, it's been crazy.
Oh,
Going good.
dude. Yeah.
LA was nuts. I blacked the hell out, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I remember
I went
the next day you're like, how'd I get back to the hotel? And I'm like, just don't worry about it. We got you there.
No,
Yeah,
I really
dude.
did. I had 5 missed calls off
I'm like-
saying, dude, tell me you got home safe.
Kyle says, I haven't seen you since LA. And my immediate thought was oh, LA, I heard all about it. Oh, don't say crap about LA. Leave that to Tom if he wants it to go out. Who the hell is Minnesota Burns?
Dude, don't worry. I love just if you wake up the next day and you don't know how you got home, and you're okay, it was a good night.
You know you have
Unless
I got up and I had Optic Hex was just ringing me please tell me you're okay. I woke up, I didn't know where my phone was, I didn't know where my wallet, I didn't know where my watch, my passport. I was panicking. Found my phone, I rang Hex, I was like, Hex, how did I get home? And he was like, do you not remember anything? He was like, no. He was like, you were throwing gang signs getting into a taxi that Kyle
Yeah,
took
you were.
to go home. And I was like, I don't even know any gang signs.
you were doing something. You were making some hand gestures and
Dude.
looking out the window like you were about to go to fucking the moon or something.
Watch
as
the
he took
screen,
away.
right? You see what I'm throwing up here?
Didn't remember.
This W.
That's all.
This should be.
Oh,
This
is that
should
what it
be.
was?
This
Oh,
should
yeah,
be the
yeah.
Woody's
West
gamer
Coast.
tag gang sign with your thumb in.
You
Like
don't
this,
want to do that in LA.
this should be it, right? This is
Sure.
Woody's like flashing, dude. Woody's gamer tag, bitch. This is it. Team gamer tag.
Yeah, do not throw that gang sign up anywhere in the world, please. People who listen to this.
Team gamer tag. Toughest bitches on Xbox Live.
No, do that.
Tough as woodpecker lips up to these motherfuckers.
That's right. That's right, baby.
I've got a story I want to share with you. Just,
Uh-huh.
I want to get your YouTuber's perspective of it, right? I'm asleep. I've got the worst sleep schedule ever. I live like American sleep schedule. I wake up at 3 p.m. Someone's at my
I
door.
wake up at the same time.
Yeah, my dad come and wakes me up, and my dad's like, Tom, there's someone at the door. And I'm like, all right, okay, tell him to go away. Not being a dick, but I'd just been woke up, like when you've had like any sleep.
Tell him
went
that
to
I'm
bed
better than him.
at 7 a.m. So these guys turn up at the door. I don't have a clue who they are, didn't see him or anything. And Dad came in and went, go and see them. They're clearly fans. And I went, mate, just tell them, please go away. They shouldn't be turning up at my house because I don't give away my address.
I'm way
Yeah,
nicer to
people
my
find it
fans.
best.
Carry on.
So I was like, right, okay. So he went to the door, told him to go away, but then my dad came back in and went, they're still outside. And I went, Dad, just tell them to go away. There is no way they should be turning up at my front door, expecting me to like come running to the front door and be like, oh, hey guys, when I didn't give my address.
Neither did I. But I gave them an autograph, a picture, and I let them pet my dog.
And he attacked the dog
listen to
on
this.
him.
It gets so just like mind fucked, and it just kicked off again today.
Uh-huh.
And right, so I go back to sleep. I fall asleep for another hour because I'm lazy as hell. I'm gonna get out of bed about like 8 p.m. or something. So I woke up again by my dad and goes, Dad, Tom, the back at the door again. Get up now and go and see him. And I go, Dad, just tell him to just fuck off. I am so tired. Do you not understand? I think that was the night I was up live streaming for like 6 hours. I was wrecked. I wanted to sleep. When you're cranky as hell. Everyone knows when you're cranky when you woke
You should have
up.
had
I
your
was
Gamer
wrecked.
Labs energy drink. Carry on.
Oh no! Throw that shit in my thing. Oh no! Powder drink, Lucozade, baby, hell yeah!
Hey, carry on with your story. I'm just
Lucozade.
cruising.
Anyway, right. So my dad went and told them to go away, and they went away. I fell asleep for another 2 hours. I got up, and I was like, right, 2 hours later. So I got up, and I'm just there eating my cereal, looking out the window, just like, I can't believe them guys just came twice. Next minute, I see these two guys walking up my drive. You are shitting. You are joking me. Full on rage. Breakfast ball slammed on the table. I went to the front door and I went, have you turned up at this house before? And he went, yeah, we came twice before. And I went, there is no way, after my dad telling you twice to just go away because I'm sleeping or I'm busy, I could be doing whatever. But for my dad to tell you to go away twice, there is no way you should turn up at this door again without me giving you permission to come here and me even giving my address out in the first place. Am I wrong? And one of them went, no, you're actually right. And then the other one went, well, we just wait to see you. We've travelled from dead far away to see you. And I'm like, regardless.
Yeah, no,
If I
that's
was
bullshit.
busy, there's a line, and I even said,
They're English. English people don't travel. Where'd they go? 10 miles?
In their country, like the size of like Louisiana or something.
Yeah,
Yes, it's like LA. I don't know.
they think
something
100
tiny.
miles is far.
Yeah, it seems it. Like, go to America, travel
100
6
miles is
hour
like a
car journey
doctor's
is just like
appointment.
normal.
No, there's a line that they should not be passing. A fan follower, whatever you want to call them, they should not be going up to any directors unless you give them, permission to do so. You don't just go up. That's like stalking,
if you want to
man.
come hang out with me,
You know
just
how
make
they got
sure
the
I'm
address?
awake.
They
And
got
no.
the address because I did a video where I go on my bike ride, right? And I'm
Yeah.
fine with it because if someone wanted to find my address in the first place, they can find it. It's one of them things. Your information's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
It's easy as hell. But then they told me the way they found the address, and they basically used Google. He explained it. They used Google Earth to find the local street where I rode past. They then used Google Maps to track back where I was, and then used Google Locator to see what number my next door neighbour's house was because mine just didn't appear on it for some reason.
That's stalkerish, though, dude.
Yeah. And then they admitted that that's how they found my address and how other people had done it. And I was like, right, I get what you're doing there. Because, like, if I wanted to find my address, there's such an easier way to call a phone book, for a start.
Yeah.
But you actually admitted to fully searching for me
Yeah.
on Google Earth.
Well, my full name is out there. They know I live in London, Ontario. My name's Niels Hansen. Anyone online can find my precise house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Like, they can find out
I
anything
don't
about-
hide this, but if you come to my front door without me inviting you over there, I'm not going to be friendly.
I'm going to have a
You're
gun.
crossing the line. You're coming near. Well, I don't. I'm in Canada. I don't have
No, yeah, we can.
I will have a big stick. I will.
With
I'm gonna have
maple
a big
syrup
stick
on
that's
it.
gonna have Remington on the side
coat
of
you
it.
I'm gonna get you sticky.
What would be the worst weapon you could bring at
Strips.
Canada, right? Like,
But-
what if he brought a pot of boiling water?
Oh, that would
Well,
work.
Oh,
That's
I always,
no, a pot of boiling maple syrup.
That's right. I wouldn't waste that.
Jesus, that's
I have
huge.
maple syrup in my fridge. I drink it like it's like whiskey. I
Exact-
drink a shot every day. I
How
wouldn't
many
waste that.
gallons? How many gallons do you have in your home right now?
I don't know. I have a big
Oh.
jug of it. It's,
Okay,
It's just
A
it's
jug.
good stuff. It is some
I have a
quality-
jug of syrup.
All I have is a baseball bat and a hunting knife. But if someone comes to my
I got
friend
an
door,
airsoft rifle. I got
it's
I got
not.
like a-
I'm not getting a. I'm not giving out signatures. I'm not signing anything. I'm like, dude, you need to go away. That's
I'm
some
gonna be like
bullshit.
Greg the Hammer Valentine. Like, how
I
much
felt
money you got
so
on
bad in the end. In the end,
No,
I did
dude.
feel bad because I flipped shit at him. I really did, and I just went, guys, I really appreciate like you supporting the videos and everything like that. Is there anything I can help you with? Do you want a photo or something? He went,
wait
"Yeah,
a
can we have
minute, wait a
photo?"
minute. This story
He
took
then
a right
tweeted-
turn, didn't it? Because
no,
a
no,
second
listen.
ago he had like fighting
I'm
words
gonna be
for
like,
him.
what's up, guys? Come in. Do you rub feet?
No, like I felt bad. I'd never want to rage at a fan at all. Like it's just the wrong thing to do. But they really crossed the line. So then I went, listen, lads, if you want a photo, you come all this way. I'll take a photo with you. He pulled out his phone and went, my battery's dead. And I was like, you're fucking with. You've come all this way and you've caused all this trouble.
Well,
And
maybe
you even said
two
you wanted a
visits
photo,
ago his
and your
battery
phone
was
dead.
fine.
Oh
Like,
no.
I'm
No,
blaming
no.
you for his dead battery.
Well, like 5 hours ago when he first came round.
Yes, his battery was fine.
So this
Kyle,
was
Kyle, how would
literally-
you feel about it?
This was a month
Oh,
ago.
I would not like that at all. People have no business intruding on your personal life. It's
No,
not
no.
cool.
No.
Yeah, this was a month ago, and I got a letter today. I came through, and I actually got like this fan mail. I was like, oh, fan mail. You get the odd random letter every maybe 2 weeks.
You're a real
just from
asshole.
anyone, right? And then
I get
opened
to
it
get a
up,
letter.
and I'm just there like, one sec. I wonder, wouldn't it be funny one day if I got like hate mail, like someone being you dick, lol, see you later.
My luck,
Yeah.
I get a letter full of anthrax or some shit.
Yeah, I was thinking like, lol, something in there, like just something stupid, like, hey, I sent you some money, monopoly money, troll, lol, fuck off or something, just something pathetic. And then I open it up, and I open it straight away, and it goes, dear Mr. Tom, and then my last name but spelt wrong, and then it goes, I am writing to inform you that you are a bellend. Nah, just kidding, bro. You should remember me, my friend, considering we pissed you off. About a month or so ago, me and my friend knocked on at your house several times. The main reason I'm writing to say this is that you're actually a bit of a dick. First off, if you actually slept like a normal person, going to sleep at normal hours, then you would have answered the door the first time we knocked and just told us to go away. Simple as. Second, one of the times we knocked, your dad answered, even though my dad answered both times, so they're incorrect here. Your dad answered and told us to come back in an hour, which he didn't. When you were awake, which we did. On Twitter, you tweeted about us saying we were being persistent, etc., which is absolute bullshit. Full stop, full stop, full stop. Also, you didn't seem to be doing anything to prevent people finding out your spelled address wrong. If you want people showing up, you'd fix the problem. No, people shouldn't be showing up if I don't invite them.
I'll fix the problem with the metal baseball bat. How
Yeah,
about that?
who
And then
does
you'll hear the
this?
story, and if you come to my front door, I'm going to cave your skull
All right,
in.
I have one question about this letter.
Bullshit.
It's not
There-
fair.
Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
Sorry. And it goes, anyway, I still reckon you're awesome, but I'd just like to point out the fact that you said on Twitter you put us in our place because, I mean, come on, that's just a lie. And don't get me wrong, I do respect you for that fact and don't want people showing up your house, but I don't like you making us seem like total jerks on Twitter. And then he just put, I want to see what your response is to this letter, and I'm not going to be dumb to give you my address, spelled wrong, but I'll give you my telephone number from Jonathan and Scene, mobile number below.
So what's your response to him?
What's the mobile number?
I rang him like 60 times, he didn't answer.
Would
Maybe
you want to
we can
respond to him
reinforce some
now?
more.
Maybe this will get back to
Oh,
him.
yeah, my response is you spelled address wrong.
I have fan mail too. So check this out. This is the
Wait,
envelope that...
one second. Why don't you just read that phone number out for us right now? I'm curious as to what it is. That would be rather annoying for him, wouldn't it?
I've got piles
Yeah,
of fan
exactly.
mail.
I find it just like funny as hell because some of the fan mail you get is awesome, like some wicked drawings of like the lion that I've got, just really really cool drawings that I can like stick on the wall behind me. I'm like postering it
You
out.
know what I got in the mail one time? A fucking cat's head in a goddamn box.
Oh,
You know what I
what?
got? You know what I got a few months later? 15 letters, one day apart from each other, with the same death threat in them.
I
You know
thought
what
you were going to say, like, the body of the cat.
Oh,
How the hell are these people getting your main address?
I gave him a P.O. box one time.
Oh.
I have gotten death threat upon death threat. I've gotten, like I said, a fucking
what, though?
rotten cat's head in a goddamn box. Who knows why? They're creepy motherfuckers on the internet.
I've gotten
People-
a lot of
Oh my
death
God.
threats. I've had a lot of
You've
death
gotten
threats.
death threats?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well,
I started
people-
carrying my gun
What
everywhere.
have you been doing? What?
What did I get
What's
the
that
death threats for?
unstable-
You've been playing Call of Duty the wrong way.
Oh.
Putting no scopes a 5-year-old.
I got a ton of death
I can only
threats.
imagine what the death threats I get. You camping fat fuck.
I had a guy threaten to rape me. He made a YouTube video and said he was going to rape me.
Really?
Probably tell me they're gonna buy me McDonald's or something, like any as much as I want.
But don't they see themselves as being hypocrites? It's like Dr. Gunn, the dude that Marilyn Manson's saying about. He was a pro-lifer and he killed the abortion doctor. I'm like, how can you be a pro-lifer if you kill someone? Like, I mean, they're angry at you for doing something, saying something bad, making you to be a bad person, but they're giving you death threats. I mean, those are hypocrites. These guys are idiots. Retarded.
All I'm going to say is you really should put that cell phone number out there. I would go ahead and read that out right now.
We've given out a couple of cell phones. You know, my favorite was the guy who was a jerk. So someone called in with like a Mail Monday question on PKA. Regular viewers know where I'm headed with this. And he asked for advice. He's like, all right, so here's the spot I'm in. I just slept with my best friend's girlfriend, and I just beat him up. What should I do next? And we're like, you're kind of a dick. I think we should give everyone your phone number. And we did.
Obviously, put bamboo in his fingernails.
Yeah, it's like, so I fucked my brother's girlfriend, then I beat the shit out of him. What's my next move? Well, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you're the kind of piece of shit we usually give people advice on dealing with.
Yes.
Dealing with. Why don't you
Yeah.
have your poor friend call us and we'll give him some advice? Meanwhile, change your phone number because it's about to get blown up. I wish we had saved that phone number so we could systematically give it out once a week. That guy's a cocksucker.
Didn't it end with like 3210 or something? I recognize it when I see it. Like sometimes it pops up in the chat. Like even in
Is this where the chat will spam it?
they'll put
Like, everyone's probably still ringing it.
they're putting F Peyton. That's right. His name was Peyton, right?
Yeah.
I remember that. Dude, let's call
Peyton.
subs. Let's call subs. Somebody put your phone number in there and why I should call you. Maybe come up with a question for us. Usually sub stories don't work out that great, but if you have good questions for us, then we'll bring it. We'll do it.
You know, I've never once gotten any kind of letter from a fan.
Really? I've got a couple right here. You want to hear one?
I've gotten stopped on the side of the road and in places and asked for photos and stuff. I've never gotten a letter though. I'm like, what?
What?
What? We all just sounded like we went super
What is
high or
that?
something. Like, what?
I just wonder how the hell y'all getting letters. Does nobody write to Wings of Redemption?
Dude,
Do you give out a PO box?
they
I don't
stalk
got a
you.
PO box.
They stalk you. They
That'll usually help.
step
So they
one,
can get it to you.
get doxxed. Right, that was my first move, and then get your
Oh, yeah,
address
I
all
remember.
over the internet, and then people will start writing you and stuff.
Get
Well, like I
doxxed.
said, mine's not hidden. You know what I mean? Mine's not hidden anywhere. But
Athene gets doxed a lot. The YouTuber Athene, he gets doxed like every day because he plays World of
who
Warcraft.
does?
Athene.
Athene wins.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, so like he does a lot of competitive WoW and he gets doxed all the time. It lags him out of games and stuff.
This is Painkiller already. What's going on, man? Did you give us your phone number?
Yeah.
All right. Do you have a question for us?
I can't think of one. I'm sorry. My mind's just
Give
going
his
right
phone
now.
number out.
Why did you put
No.
your phone number in the chat?
Are you
I did.
masturbating furiously right now? Like, I'm talking about,
I
is there
am.
smoke?
Is there
I am.
smoke? Are you about to start a fire?
Kyle,
Well,
there's a
tell-
lie!
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you live? What state? Where?
Humboldt County, California.
How old are
Street
you?
address.
How old are you?
What?
Wait. Let's all guess his
14.
age. Damn it! That's foiled.
Old?
He's 14 years
14.
old.
He's got a
Do you
deep
like
voice
to go
me.
camping into the woods?
Everyone's got a deep
I
voice.
do.
Have you ever been a part of an organization known as the Boy Scouts of America?
No.
No.
Do you
You're
sell
lucky.
cookies?
Would you do what an old man told you to do without question?
Yes. Not
get
much.
All right, wait. I know. I got a couple requests for you here. I'm gonna need you to go to my videos and like and favorite a
All
lot.
right, you little man, where's what you're gonna need? You'll get yourself a jar of mayonnaise, a goat skin, and a big knife. It's gonna be a long night. Did he just say, "Oh yeah"?
I did.
All right, that's enough of you. That's enough of him.
Thanks for coming on the show,
Hold on
man.
here, Whittier.
The "oh yeah" was really creepy.
You got a question? No. Like,
Did we lose
okay.
it? Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, we got a new one coming in.
Pick him in and throw him. Wow.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man? How are you? Did you put? Oh, this is Painkiller already. Did you put your number in the stream?
Why, yes, I did.
All right.
He's like, no, who the hell is this?
Do you have a question for us?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
All
so
right.
this is how this
So-
works. You let us know what the question is.
I'm sorry. I got a scenario.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, let's say an actor, about like a 16-year-old, young, fresh actor. Everyone loves him. Let's say he is also a YouTube commentator. How do you think the community would respond to him? Like he's
Justin
George
Bieber.
Clooney status.
He's
Like he's George Clooney status.
That's Justin
same way.
Bieber status, man. That's what
I
that
know
is.
exactly who
How
you
would
mean.
they
I
react
think
to
you're
it?
on about the guy who plays Minecraft from Walking Dead. No. Fail?
Is he
Dude,
right?
Justin Bieber's like what, 17,
Am I right?
and he came from YouTube, and he's an actor now.
I don't understand your question. Do you mean like do you think it'd be
Actor
well received?
slash
Do you think he
musician.
would blow up?
Like
You can't even
yeah,
sing.
let's say
Oops.
Justin Bieber, instead of singing on YouTube, he was a Call of Duty commentator.
Well, people
know,
would
it-
naturally gravitate towards him, and they don't care what he's playing, how well he's doing, or whatever. They just wanna have like this engagement, this conversation. They want to hear his thoughts. It would be irrelevant. The channel would do fine. It would be as big as his following is for whatever else that he does.
How would you yourself, as other commentators, respond to him?
Oh, I don't care.
Not
I'd
give a
try and
shit.
act
He's singing
with
his
them.
commentaries.
I'd want to get a shout out.
Yeah.
I want to get a shout out. Basically, the same way I react to White Boy or Scene Anners. Hey, what's up, Alex?
I think that, like, you were talking. Are we talking about Justin Bieber or a hypothetical actor?
We're talking
Well,
about
let's
hypothetical.
just say some random person.
Let's say Scene Anners was George Clooney.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties.
So here's what I think. I think that an actor has a lot of skills that would suit him well in like Call of Duty commentating. Someone like that who enunciated, who thought on his feet, who didn't stutter, would do fairly well. He would jump into this thing and do better than average commentaries. And because of that, he'd probably have a better than average channel. I don't think people would hold the actor thing against him. And if he was famous, it might even attract them to check him out.
Yeah.
You know, there actually is a Call of Duty commentator that's been in a lot of movies.
Tabe?
Tell you.
No, Claudio. He's not a real big one yet, but Claudio Sad. He's a Battlefield guy. He's
Never
been
heard
in
of-
like probably 30 some movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Any movies I'd heard of?
God, just look him up on Internet Movie Database. I didn't realize he was an actor till the other night. He's like, "Hey, dude, I'm Claudio Sad," and I'm like, "Who the fuck is Claudio Sad?"
I want to be an actor too.
Next caller.
All right.
Michael Schofield.
Let me look for you real quick.
Somebody put Peyton's number in the stream, and now it's gone. I wish I could find
Oh.
it.
It's too bad we could have. That would have been a good call.
I would love to call that guy and see.
Well, you just like rape the crap out of him again.
We want to call him on the show, though.
Yeah, we want to call him on the show and ask him like how everything worked out. If he's
Wait,
still
is this
friends.
a good guy or a bad guy?
He's
Bad
a
guy.
terrible person. He's going to hell. He's
What?
He's going to hell.
Is he a Boy Scout leader?
He's the guy that he called in for advice, saying, "I just
is this
beat
the
up
one
my
he cheated on
best
his
friend."
girlfriend?
No,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
didn't cheat on
And
his
then beat
girlfriend.
him up.
He
Oh,
slept
that's
with
a
his
fun idea. You know, you mentioned the Boy Scout leader. What if we found... I'm just bouncing this idea. Let me know what you think. It may be a terrible idea. What if we found convicted sex offenders and we called them?
I got.
What could go wrong?
We're all quiet.
While I was doing on that, Claudio has been in.
Yeah, you're there like, I happen to have their numbers right here.
While you're calling it, Claudio's been in Bad Boys 2, The Birdcage, The Substitute, Striptease, Sins
Really?
of the City. and CSI Miami. That's some of his big ones.
But what is he doing? Like, is he a background actor?
He's a 5-liner S. Yeah, he's a 5-liner less actor.
If you guys want to call sex offenders, say yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hello?
Hey, did you put your phone number in the Painkiller Already chat?
Yes.
Can you mute your TV? We're like hearing it over your speaker or whatever.
Sorry, my Xbox is going on right now.
Do you have a question for us? Oh, you had a question about Canada. That's what it was. That's why I picked you. Because we have an expert on Canada here in the panel.
Ask us a Canada question.
Ask us a Canada question.
Yeah, I'm a...
Eh?
Sorry. No, I'm actually a Canadian, but I've lived in Arizona for so long. So, I didn't have my, like, Canadian accent or anything. But I just wanted to ask, what's, like, how is it, like, different, like, why is so many people, like, hating on Canadians? Like, I haven't actually lived there, so I just wanted to know why they hate on them so much.
Because they watch. Because they watch TV.
Question.
No, because they watch shows like South Park that like to poke fun at Canada, and it's honestly it's sort of a pop culture thing of joking around about Canada. It's
a fuck Kyle thing.
Yeah, it's a fuck. It's not a serious we don't Americans don't hate Canadians. It's just kind of a silly joke we have.
Yeah, that's where I was going to come into. I think in real life, Americans think of Canadians as one of our closest allies, right? You know, we line up in terms of trade and in culture, and we do a lot of respect for them. Like that's what Americans really think of Canadians. But it's fun to say they're a bunch of like they live in igloos, and the igloos are primarily to protect themselves from hockey pucks, not just the climate. And they and the Mounties are their army or something like that. And
yes,
it's just all in fun. Like I think in reality, there's a lot of respect there.
Yep, I mean I love Americans. Okay. I'm just scared of most of them.
You're a much better neighbor than our. You're a much better neighbor than our friends to the south.
Suddenly the show gets really controversial.
I'm just saying. I think Canada's a better country.
I'm trying to say they're not smuggling drugs in and
thrown in your eyes with that one.
No. Canada smuggles probably just as much weed in as fucking Mexico does.
Crap.
I'm just you know what I'm talking about. But all I'm saying is that
Canada be smuggling that maple syrup.
Canada usually doesn't send in their evil soldiers who come in and murder people. Stuff like that. We
don't have enough. I think you guys actually, your military, each year you guys get more soldiers that come in as basic training that we have in our entire military. We have including reserves, is 60,000 people.
Wow,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's like my local police force.
Yeah. We don't. We're not very powerful. And our Mounties are ridiculous. It's an embarrassment. I don't care. Even if you're Canadian,
I've heard both sides. I've heard that Mounties are completely badass, and that you should not be joking about Mounties. And then I've heard that
Mounties are incredibly highly trained. But seriously, I don't care if you're our top friggin' police. Like there are CIA type people. What are you doing running around with your silly friggin' pants and your silly hat and on horses? For the love of God, I don't care. It's ridiculous. I mean, I served 3 years in the military. I love this country. You know what I mean? But that's a bit ridiculous. Come on, who does that? Who walks around and wears that kind of stuff? I'd rather see a guy in a black suit with a little friggin' earpiece, looking cool like an FBI guy.
It's almost as stupid as those hats like the army wears, the little beret looking things. I'm like, who the fuck wears that?
I just googled Mountie. It turns out they sell sexy female Mountie Halloween costumes.
Ooh, hang on. Hook me up with that link.
It's coming.
Yeah, you're the horse. I gotta mount you. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Oh, that is a hot fucking costume. Does the hat come with it?
I hope.
I stay for the maple syrup. That's why I stay here.
What do you think Batgirl is right now, and how much do you think it would cost?
I think she's in Canada, and less than you have. All right.
I don't know about that.
Next caller. Thanks for coming, man.
Technical difficulties.
I forget why I picked this guy. Oh, I remember. I picked him because he said F. Kyle.
Damn, that was a hard panel.
Hello?
Hello?
Did you put your name in the Painkiller Already stream? Your phone number?
Yeah, I did.
Welcome to Painkiller Already.
I like how people sound surprised that their phone fucking rings.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
I did.
The odds are pretty low.
but it's like,
Oh, yeah.
Woody's gamertag
You are
sounds
so
like he's on the
aggressive,
phone.
Wings. This guy's probably like it's day to. Well, not saying it is, but it could be like his day to actually get in this stream, or like he's tried 89 times previously. This would mean the world to him. This is like him meeting you guys, sort of thing.
So, is there anything you wanted to say?
It's not that cool experience.
I actually just wanted to say fuck Kyle.
Perfect. All right,
Like,
best
all right,
caller
have a
we've
nice
ever
night,
had. Thanks for coming on.
fuck you too, motherfucker. Your sister's vagina smells like rotten pumpkin.
I think every caller should say F Kyle instead of goodbye. Just like
Wings, I take it back.
Rotten pumpkin.
please
No
going
other
forward,
callers coming in.
say F Kyle as you leave on the phone call. I think that would be a
Don't
great
say that.
goodbye.
I think that would be pretty cliche, but it's time the second person does it.
I really want to call the sex predators.
I'm gonna call sex predators too.
Of course, I mean, with our
Oh
subscriber
no, this person
Maybe
hung
getting
up
some.
immediately.
base, there may be some overlap.
They're scared.
Was it the
They're
sex
scared.
predator talk?
They're
Post,
like, oh
post your number if you're a sex predator. Only sex predators.
Someone probably
Hello?
posted Dad's number or something.
Oh, is it?
Oh, this
No.
person doesn't really want to be on the call. All right.
No. Thanks for posting your number.
You don't know who posted his number.
No.
That's
Right?
true. That's
yeah,
true.
it could be anything.
How about
Yeah.
we start? How about you guys start posting numbers of people that don't know they're going to get called by Painkiller already?
Well, that would just be silly. 'cause
No,
they're
I
gonna
don't
be
want
like,
that. That would
calls?
ruin the
They were
show, I
pretty good.
think. Yeah, yeah.
Do you not like doing prank calls?
So,
Can
ooh,
you hear me?
I hear you. I'm multitasking here because I'm adding people from the stream into the call.
Why don't you guys do like a prank call?
We could go ahead and get
I want to
a
listen to one of them.
a
I want to listen
phone
to
number.
a really good prank call or something.
Oh, is that all?
No, maybe.
Don't set the bar too high there.
Could you maybe like play the guitar and make it the most beautiful thing I've ever heard?
Yes.
Like not just standard guitar playing. I want Jimi Hendrix.
Hello?
Like,
Hey, this is Painkiller Already. Did you put your number in the stream?
What?
Hello.
do you know who this is, motherfucker?
Nope.
All right. Can we get a? Can you say fuck Kyle?
What?
Can you
Are you
say?
willing to buy insurance?
What?
Oh, Kyle, do you know him?
He's gone. He's out of here.
Tell me what you know.
This guy's clever. He says F everyone except Woody Wings, Syndicate, and Guns.
Yeah, you're fine. I kind of like calling people and just being really angry at them for no reason.
Here's your
Don't do it
chance.
When YouTube's broken.
No, I don't want perverts. I want sex predators. Big difference.
Did you get your pen?
Huh? No,
What do you know in Wisconsin?
I have no fucking clue.
Gosh darn it, not picking up.
Come on.
Apparently, somebody does know my number.
Are they calling you right now?
Yeah,
What are you wearing?
shoot. I barely pick up the phone from my own mama. Calling my phone is very, very bad advice.
Times. Don't expect them to call back either.
Hell
Hey,
no.
I got a question. The last time I was on this show, was that with Only Use Me Blade?
Yeah,
Was he? Because I'll tell you, I don't remember the end of that show.
I don't either.
Were you drunk or
I
something?
don't remember.
I
the end of
was
the last
I
show
was
did.
doing shots with Only Use Me Blade, except he was doing like mixers, and I had whiskey. And honestly, I think my wife said she came down here. I had my headset on, and I was on my floor in the basement. I was still lying down, and I was like, "Oh Christ, I don't know what I
Good
said." Yeah, but I was like, "Oh my God, I hope I didn't say anything really bad."
Well,
Shit.
this person has a sex question, and
Oh,
we have
goodness.
Kyle on the phone. So
Why am I supposed to know? Why am I supposed to be some sort of sex expert? Like I don't know how to
You're
answer
the-
this guy's
You're the
You
Dr.
have
Ruth of
fetishes.
the
Yeah, dude.
triad.
You like unicorns?
weren't you just given anal advice an hour ago?
Hey, what up, bro?
Hey, what's up, man? You got a sex question?
Yeah, I got a big sex question, bro.
I got FPS Kyle. You bring it.
He's excited.
I got a real big sex question, bro.
All right, what do you got?
How big is your dick? No homo.
That's not really a sex question. That's a tool.
That's more of a creepy question.
Okay, I'm gonna change it up. Lube or spit?
Oh, you definitely want to go lube.
Lube, yeah.
The real question is
Lube, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the real question is what brand of lube do you swear by?
Astro.
Astroglide.
How about
Now,
this?
let me just say this. I am officially sponsored by Wet. Okay? Wet Platinum is, yes, it's a premium deluxe superior lube. No, stick with me here. Their slogan is, it stays wet longer. And if you guys go to www.stayswetlonger.com, you too can experience the power of Wet Platinum. I was paid $17,000 to say that. I'm just throwing that out.
That is some good money.
Okay, so
I am holding
Kyle,
it in my hand right now.
Let me ask you. If I use wet, will I have to pull the side mirrors in anymore to go in for anal?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Are you sure?
You want to get like half a palm full. I'm talking about like a nickel-sized circle. That's enough for your junk.
Half a tube, pimps. Half a tube. So you got more wet.
Now, I have used so-called competitors' product. For example, I have a product here in front of me called ID Glide. Okay, it comes in a large bluish bottle. Now, it's a water-based lubricant, and what you run into with water-based lubricants many times, they get really sticky and tacky.
I was just about to ask you this. Is it a water-based or a grease-based lubricant?
I believe that I'm looking at it now, and I'm pretty sure that it's a. I'm looking for the exact ingredients on wet.
It's sticky, dude. That could be glue.
It really is. It gets tacky. Like, imagine if you were jerking it with like palm olive. Okay, get some palm olive on Mr. Johnson into some lady. She's not appreciated.
Here's the deal for people. It's water-based, dude. It's water-based.
Yes.
Water-based is always better than grease-based to me.
No, here's the deal. Let me teach you a thing or two, rookie. If you are not like what do I call it? DNA bound, right? Then you want to use condoms and a water-based lubricant. That's the deal. Now, if you are like I forget what they call it. Like if you're monogamous in a way that like this is the only person that you exchange fluids with, then you can move to a grease-based lubricant, and they don't wear out. Like if you've got the staying power, then water-based lubricants need to be reapplied. But if you a pimp and you don't need a condom, because grease-based lubricants will tear up that condom, right? It's like it dissolves it and puts holes in it. It makes the condom bad. But if you're going to go bareback, you can rock a grease-based lubricant all night long.
You can rock
but
it.
Then,
I'm reading it right now. It is pure silicone base. It's hypoallergenic. It's always silky, and it's guaranteed never sticky.
Yeah, and just throwing this out there, there are lubricants that are marketed towards the gay market, and they're top of the line. That's as good as it gets.
But I'm trying to stay away from that gay market because, as you know, we all pimps here, right?
So,
whoa, bro.
So Woody, so you're trying to tell me that if you want to pound another man in the ass, you want grease instead of water-based?
Doesn't have to be a man here, Wings.
I'm just saying, we're going for the here. You said the gay community had the top of the line shit. So I'm assuming they're using grease-based so they don't have to reapply, midway through the anal.
Oh, someone in the chat tell me what this term is. Only if they're like sperm bound or something like that, right? Like in the gay community, forgive the stereotype, they're not as monogamous as they are in the straight community. So what goes on here is like for example, you and Kyle might be like sperm bound, so Kyle always uses a condom when he goes with the other guys, right? That's the relationship they have. So you and Kyle can use a grease-based lube, but Kyle will use a condom and a water-based lube with all his other men.
Yes, that's
I like
true.
how you use them as
Let
an
me ask you
example.
this.
Let me just throw this out there. If I used a condom and a water-based lube, I would need to reapply many times.
Mm-hmm. Because he's a pimp like that.
Let me ask you.
Yeah, all right. He's a pimp. He's a pimp.
Like gangbang type scenario.
Well, this is the like most homo like sexual bravado I've ever put out there. So yeah, there you go.
Well, thanks for all the
lubricants safe to take orally.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
You're pounding a man in the ass, and another guy wants to pull you out and start just.
This is actually something I have no experience with. Like once lube is involved in the equation, usually oral is like taken off the table. Like
No, all right, that's another thing. I have my wet platinum here, and I can honestly say that I have applied the lube to a young lady before. It has been applied to me and been in use, and you don't taste it. It is a tasteless lube, and it is
really. So once you go lube, you don't really take any options off the table.
No, you don't. No,
You know what
I have been known. I order it in 3-tube sleeves. I have the sleeve in front of him to prove it.
Tom is so quiet right now. He's just like, I don't even want to get involved in this conversation.
This website has free samples.
Wait, who's this?
It has 3 what?
Not 3. Free. It has free samples.
All right, guys. Seriously, go to the website. I might actually get paid this. Go to Stay Wet. It stays with an S at the end. StaysWetLonger.com and get yourself a free sample. And I'm not bullshitting. It is my lube of choice. It is the best lube ever.
If I read this right, you take a survey and there's a chance to get a free sample. I'm kind of a slow reader here.
Unless
a chance for a free product.
Conversation about lube ever.
Just
I've got to admit, in my experience so far, I've not had the chance to use lube yet. Not been in that long-term relationship to go, hey, let me just get out a tiny little bottle of lube. This makes me think of that film. I don't know.
That's one of those things that people put like a... People always want to feel awkward about doing things in the bedroom. Just act like...
It'd be easy. I'm just making it easy. It's not a problem, is it?
I'm just saying, like, sometimes guys will feel like it's weird when they put the condom on, or it's weird if you, like, grab some lube or something. When I do that sort of thing, I'm like, this is how it goes. Trust me, I know.
Dude, I quoted you in bed, like, 3 weeks ago. I actually told my wife, and tell me if you remember saying this. Like, she was like, I don't know about that. And I'm like, hey, it's like dancing. A man leads, right? I'm going to do this, and you're going to like it. That's how it goes. And that's how it went. Do you remember saying that?
I may have said that. like sometimes the girls aren't willing to try something else. So you like bend their leg in a weird way, and they're like, "What's that about?" I'm like, "Trust me." And they're like, "Oh my!" And I'm like, "Yeah, exactly. Just shut the fuck up and let me bend you how you need to be bent. I got this."
Yeah. I got this. That's right. That's how. It's just how it rocks.
If I need to pull out a caulking gun full of a substance and apply it to you, you're going to have to deal with that too, because that's for your own good. I'm not going to quote-unquote long-stroke you and just, surprise ass fuck you in the middle of the night.
Surprise.
No one likes surprise butt sex. No one.
Wait, how old are you lot then?
26 in May.
Fuck,
26 in April.
You what?
I'm 26 next week.
Happy birthday. Almost.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you, Tom?
What? I'm just going to be 19 in June.
Oh, really? You're still 18?
Dude, I'm still a young gun.
Here's what I want to know.
Like, everyone on YouTube is just like 25 or something.
Yeah, I know. YouTube's older than people think it is. They think everyone's like 16, and then you find out they're all in their mid-20s, except me. Here's my question for you, right? Knowing that you are, I don't know, diving into swimming pools of money on a daily basis, how come you still live with your dad?
Just convenience, really. Like, the biggest eye-opener is I've always wanted to get my own place, but, like, you appreciate the small things. Like, not having to do this, not having to pay, not having to do this sort of thing. And you know more than anyone I need to get out of the place so I can actually do my commentaries whatever time of the night. Like, I can't do one now, for example, because Woody just there in a call with me and my dad walks in rage mode in it.
Oh, I remember that. I don't know. I don't think it was a work thing. I think we were just chatting.
Yeah, we were just chatting, and he was like, "Will you shut the fuck up?"
His dad comes in and like lays down the line, and
I'm just like, "Whatever, go back to bed."
Well, he's going like, give him $100 bill and tell him to shut the fuck up. I'm gonna give you $100.
Yeah,
fuck out my face.
But yeah, man, I don't know why.
Yeah,
if I was you, I'd have my own place.
I actually put an offer in because just investment wise, I'm not someone who likes to. You see these I say YouTubers, but you're like throw money, and I've always been brought up my life just to be like, I don't have money. I never had loads of money to spend. I always saved up for something. So that's like when I bought all my gaming equipment, I got a part-time job, saved up for like my HDPV, my laptop, all that stuff myself, and then bought it. I didn't ask my rich mummy and daddy or anything for that, because don't have a rich mummy and daddy. They do themselves. They're average, and they just got brought up to appreciate money a lot.
I'm the same way. I haven't spent jack.
Yes.
I spent some money
you could rent
on
a place now, or you could buy a house, and I'm like, I don't want to, because I'd like to rent a place, but then I get told off because it's a waste of money. You might as well invest it in a property. And then I'm just like, but if I bought let's say a 2-bedroomed apartment, like a duplex apartment in the UK, you could get a 6-bedroom house out in I'd just say Atlanta, for example, because that's where I saw. For the same price, you can get a 6-bedroom beautiful house with loads of land in a nice area in Atlanta. And it's just it makes no sense for me to buy this tiny...
Are you going to go for a green
get
card?
my own land. What's that?
Are you going to go for a green card?
What's that? Oh,
It's an immigrant thing. You come in here, you get a visa, then a green card, then a citizenship if you want.
Oh, with Machinima, when I went over last week, they actually wanted me to move out there. And I was just like...
Wait, I'm sorry, you said something really British right there. Can you slow it down?
Machinima, last time I was out with Machinima, they were like, you kind of really need to move out here, because there's going to be a lot of work popping up for you out here, and I'm just like, I'd love to, but this is home for me, so I'd love to have a house around here. And all my friends are here, and when I just want to say this to everyone in the stream as well watching, we're just normal guys, right? Fuck Kyle, Mr. Celebrity doing whatever he's doing, but we're just normal guys who... No, Kyle, you started off like this, so shush, actually. We got gameplay, talked over it, and that's how it starts. That's what and whatever happens from there goes from there. But I met loads of people today, and they're like some people shaking about to take a photo, and it's like, dude, I'm just some other guy you meet in the street. Nice to meet you. I can have a conversation with. Great to meet you. Have a photo if you want that. But I just like bumping into people. But people don't understand. I'm just me, and I'm just people make too much of a big deal out of it. I think.
Yeah, that's at the same thing. I thought that too.
It kind of freaks me out. That's why I like home, because you don't get pestered. If that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Your parents are someplace that can put you in your auto.
No.
I mean, no matter how big other people might think you are in the world and try to big you up, your parents are like, shut the fuck up. Go fix your own damn cereal.
They ground you.
That's enough out of you, boy.
So you gonna get your own place or not? I heard something about Atlanta having good home prices, but you're not gonna move there. I heard something about your dad, making you breakfast? I don't know. It got really fast.
No, it's just the benefits, I get my meals cooked for me. I can do this all myself, but I get my meals cooked for me. They do my washing. I do my own ironing. You guys tumble dry, but we iron instead of doing a tumble dryer. So I do that, and I do things around the house anyway, just to help out, because I just do it. Even though I do pay rent, because I've got my sister's bedroom, which is now my office, and my bedroom, so I pay rent to my dad for that, because I'm 18, I've got a full-time job. That's the rule in the household. If you got a job, you pay your way. So it's one of the things, if I could be paying the rent now to get a really nice apartment, be renting that what I'm paying to my dad, and then have my own privacy. But then you lose out on the little things, which once I lose them, I'll be like, I wish I had them back. And I'm go back to my dad, can I be back in for say another year? And he's like, nope. Fuck you. I finally got rid of you. And it's not a thing of being scared out of moving home. I went to America for a month, and it was amazing. It was so much fun. I went and stayed with Kate for nearly a full 3 weeks.
Does she live on her own?
And I know she's university.
Okay.
You call it college, so she's at college place out there. But her mum lived out in Atlanta, and when we went to visit, I met all her parents, which is crazy. Even met the dad. That was a big step. Mum was a really nice person, and then where her mum lives, all the houses are so cheap, so much land, and Kate lived there for 4 years anyway, so she knows the area and she can visit there again. So I'd be central to America. I'm 9 hours away from the UK. I'm 6 hours away from, is that right, from Atlanta to LA? 6 hours to there, and then
right.
I'm an hour away from Kate, where she goes to college. So I'm in the center of the world where I need to be. If I need to get anywhere. And it makes sense.
Here's the thing about moving to Atlanta, and here's the thing about living in the South in general. If you're going to move to Atlanta or the South, you pretty much have to have all your ducks in a row, because there is no good paying work down here.
Fuck no.
If you come in here rich, you better have a life plan, because if you look for work in Atlanta, you're going to fail horribly.
In Atlanta? No, that's a big city, right? Coke is there.
It is a big
is
city.
there.
down here, Coca-Cola starts out like what, $9 an hour?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, yeah. It's like,
If you're lucky.
yeah, if you're lucky, you score $9
Well,
an
no,
hour. In Coca-Cola.
it's Coca-Cola headquarters is there. There's CEOs there, right? There's IT staff there. You don't have to work at the bottling plant.
Yeah. Well, I'm just taking like what I don't know what Tom has in like schooling experience and what his resume looks like. I'm talking about entry level.
That's true. Yeah, I guess in terms of Tom.
Oh, mine was a whole different story.
He's got like Minecraft,
do you know
right?
that happened?
You come off YouTube and all of a sudden it's
Zombies in Minecraft. Like, what do you have for a zombie slayer?
Dude,
for one of those.
Yeah.
Ops 2 is gonna be the shit. Oh my gosh, dude, you're gonna kill it. Everyone's gonna kill it. It's gonna be amazing. Cannot wait.
Black Ops 2? I'm already psyched for it. I'm
yeah.
psyched for all kinds of stuff.
Here's my advice: always stay close to your nest egg, because even though you might want to move out to land and get like 9 acres, you got to stay pretty much in your safe zone. You got to stay in the safe zone. You got to have your family there to back you up, because life is easier if you do it as a group. It is.
It is.
Humans are pack animals. Stay with your pack.
I didn't do that.
Not everybody did do that. I'm just saying for the easiest amount, less stress for
It
your
is
life.
harder. It's when you get kids in your life and stuff, and you realize, like, I have 2 kids, right? I have 2 kids all the time. Like, and we were in a special situation in that Colin didn't take the babysitters for like his first 7 or 8 years. So we went that long, like, always caring for children. And it would have been nice to have family, but, you do what you got to do. So it's good advice, but it's not the only way to do it.
Yeah,
What would you say to me then? Go on then, older guys. Advise me. What would you do in my
Move
position?
out of your house, you baby.
No, for Wings, what Wings said.
Dude, look
about
here.
me, like,
Your dad might
education.
think it's a waste of money, but look here. In
That's
my
the
experience,
account,
I come from a different part of the world. I do. And where I come from, your family pretty much sticks beside you, through the thick and thin. Talk to your dad like, Dad, I'm going to move out for 1 month. I'm going to go get a lease for 1 month on a place. I'm going to try it out. That's where I start at.
Can't normally get 1 month leases though.
Well,
Like,
You could probably get like 3.
They're easy to get. You just pay more.
3 would be
Well,
difficult.
you get a month.
You can get
Honestly,
a-
Tom, why don't you do this? Tom, why don't you just come back over to the U.S. for a little while and get a place here?
What,
Like,
rent
get
that?
a temporary
rent a place
Get
here.
a visa.
Like, dude, do you know, like, the price? Because then I compared, like, buying somewhere in LA, but then I was, like, close to LA, not obviously, like, mid
How about-
center.
all right,
It was a one-bedroom place for $300,000. It was like, what the fuck? You
I've
can't
got
buy
a
that.
place. I've got a place in Georgia that I'll rent you. It's a 3-bedroom. It's like 2,500 square feet for $1,000 a month. I don't know if that's excessive or not, but I mean that's what I
How
was.
far away is that from LA?
Across the
5 hours?
continent.
about 5 hours by jet.
What?
By his new
Fuck out.
plane.
I thought that's what you were talking about, living near Atlanta, because it wasn't. It was like in the middle of England,
yeah,
LA.
if
and-
you want-
that was
Yeah.
a benefit. That was a benefit, though. Because
The place I was mentioning is about an hour and 45 from Atlanta.
So if you got a place in
I
LA,
guess I'm the only person. I hated L.A. I do. I didn't like L.A. at all.
it's a
I
bit too
loved
much
LA.
hassle.
I really do enjoy LA for a week at a time, because we're coming in and getting the tourist sort of experience, and a lot of times it's sort of a VIP tourist treatment because they take usually get taken care of when you go out there. I'm riding around in chauffeured cars, and
It's sweet, isn't
Yeah.
it? I get that
Go
too.
to-
I like it a
Yeah.
lot.
You do.
Or even
And
if I'm
you-
not being chauffeured, I usually have
you
more
get chauffeured about. I just turn up and I'm like, right, whatever, and then like go on
Oh,
and do my
yeah,
own
like
merry
production assistants.
you should ask for these.
thing. You
things.
have an assistant.
No, I mean just when I'm on shoots and stuff.
What the fuck? What shoots do you go on?
I've asked him the same fucking question.
You're a
I've
fucking
never once
celebrity
been on
or
a
something
shoot.
here. What the hell do you do? Do you put makeup on and stuff now?
Yes,
I bet-
yes.
bet
I had a
he's got
makeup artist.
makeup on right
Dude,
now.
the
I
makeup
bet he's got
artist,
makeup
not in
on
the
now.
stream, not in the stream. I don't have any makeup, but yeah, that was the. I've had makeup, and they break out like the airbrushes and all that other stuff. It's
What? That's crazy, man. Like,
Yeah.
end of story. I want to answer what Wing said about like education. I
Hey.
did years
What happened?
when I came out of
What
school.
about-
I wanted to do
I got
electrical.
a place I can rent you with 2 bedrooms for $500 a month.
Oh my!
No.
Right down as nice as clouds up.
Would we be next door neighbors?
Yes, we would.
I'll let you stay in my
That would be
spare
interesting.
room for $3,000 a month, and you can borrow my mic.
Oh, right, really?
No, you don't
I
want to
get
stay
that.
here.
Do you know I'm actually using a £15 microphone that I started with since I started YouTube?
Oh,
Because it's the
I'm like,
best
The
this-
Syndicate
microphone
has
I've
no
ever used.
overhead whatsoever.
yeah.
Are you joking me? I don't. The tax person's just like, okay, so what's your expenditure? I'm like, electric bill, and then Call of Duty once a year.
I've
maybe.
spent a bunch on audio. Like I've got a couple mics. I like my audio and video is like I don't waste
I did get
any
a new
money.
computer yesterday.
I
I got a new computer just for Minecraft.
Okay, yeah. So I haven't blown money on like wallets and watches and all that other stuff. But
Gucci shoes.
but I have spent money on like video and audio equipment. Like that's my like I'll
Yeah, because that's what you do.
yeah.
Makes sense.
I justify it that way. You know, like yeah, I'll drop some money on video and
But
audio.
then again, it's
stuff.
like talking how much did your microphone cost, and then it's like mine cost £15, yours probably cost thousands of
closer to
pounds.
$1,000.
And I'm like,
Nah.
$130.
wasn't it? I thought it'd be like one of them £3,000
Well,
ones.
see, that's another advantage you have, Tom. You don't have to pay taxes on your money. See, we need tax write-offs. So when you're looking at like, oh, this microphone's $500 and this one's $1,000, and it's like, do I want to not pay taxes on $500 and have a decent mic, or do I not want to pay taxes?
Yeah, how does your tax work? Because now I'm only just a business.
Yeah,
Now,
you don't have to
just
pay
don't
taxes because you're in another fucking country.
Yeah.
No, I pay tax huge. Like everything I earn now is 22% taxed.
Oh,
That
only
goes into
22%.
my business.
22%.
I get taxed
Oh,
30%
yeah, whoa,
on my
all of
income,
last
and
year.
then turn around and get taxed again on shit I
Yeah,
buy.
but all of last year I was 50%. Everything I earned over the barrier was 50% tax, and for 6 months I was getting 50% taxed. And then I should have set the business up sooner, but I didn't, so I lost a lot of money, really, a lot. But I was like, what? I don't care. I'm just like, whatever. Just because I don't spend it, that's why I don't see it as
all
so
the
much.
whores you could have bought with that money.
All the what?
He said
Whores.
whores. Think of all the dude. You'd have had like swimming pools full of stays wet longer.
You know what I thought about when I said
Those
that?
long cocking sessions.
How long ago was since we told Kyle's blonde whore story?
It's the official lube of the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
He's dead,
That's
Kyle.
right.
Come on now.
All right, I
It's
lost the
Kyle.
guy's phone number, but
Oh, that was too far for you, Wings. You say
Kyle.
something just fucked up forever. But
What happened to the blonde girl?
You don't
Not
talk about
just-
Macho Man.
man,
hey, Tom, Syndicate.
Yo.
Somebody asked how you gain subscribers. So one of the neat things about you, like at least in my mind, is you didn't get super big until I want to say after the current batch of big guys. Like you are, in my mind, the newest like superstar in the community, right? As opposed to like Grab a Hutch, who got in there a long time ago, or even me. My channel was larger than yours through a lot of last year.
Oh, all you guys now, everyone in here, I looked up to, at the start of last year.
So
Because I just started up and was just like, I know what I want to do. I'm doing no sub for sub. Shit like that.
So yeah, as a guy who because the knock on so many people, they're like, oh, the reason that whatever, I'll say X-Jaws is big. The reason X-Jaws is big is because he got there first. If X-Jaws did this today, he'd never be anything. People say that. I don't agree. And I bring up you as like a counterexample. Like, oh yeah, well Syndicate made it big recently, and next year there'll be another story of someone to point to and say, well, that guy got big recently. So how do you get big?
Let me just tell you how. It's like a difficult one. I don't know. This is always all I stand by. I've had the channels in the past. I've had 3 other channels, but they, over the space of a few years. But I never really, was like, I want to make it big on YouTube or anything. But with this new channel, I was like, you know what? I do want to do it big. So I just made sure I was active with fans, and it gets harder and harder and harder. So the fans don't actually think you're actually paying attention or replying to anyone. But every time I used to upload a video, say they'd only get 300 to 500 comments, I would reply to every single one of them just because I, wanted to get in touch with my community. That's what I did, and I uploaded regularly. I always made sure I uploaded regularly, and not every day, maybe every 3 days or something. And I just made content because I wanted to make content. Everyone was doing multiplayer, and I wanted to do Black Ops multiplayer, but I thought, you know what, I'm doing zombies. Screw that. Love zombies. Got into that, and then I found kind of a niche in the community sort of thing. Everyone was going doing multiplayer, this score, and I was like, you know what, I'm playing zombies, and then
Whatever
just
happened to Guns for
hit
Hire?
higher rounds and stuff.
What?
So
Is Guns for Hire still here?
yeah, he's here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, I heard him talking about an hour
it's gone so
now.
quiet. So like even like Guns knows, like then zombies just like started blowing up, and then people were like looking to me because I was always looking at like who would set the biggest record, so then I'd go off and beat it, and then I was like, this was when the rounds were like 60s or 67s or something like that, then like sort of rounds, and then it's just like when people were going into playing it for like 3 weeks at a time, I was like, you know what? No, this isn't fun. Don't do this to the community what it is now, because now it's like people come to me and go, you're not the best zombie player because someone got to wave 154. Like, are you going to beat it? And I'm like, answer, no. I can easily say no because I do not have 4 weeks to keep my Xbox on.
Well, that's when you got to get creative, right?
Do it, yeah. So then I like doing challenges and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I'm doing at the moment, and somehow people still love seeing zombie content. And I know I kind of like ditched it because with me, if I do not enjoy something, and this goes for Minecraft, they know it more than anyone. If I do not enjoy the game, I will not drag myself to play it. When I'm in the mood, I will play that thing, enjoy it, and that's what I do. I'm not someone who's going to be like fake. I'm not going to be like, I'm enjoying this, making this video right now. I'm like, right, let's do this, let's make a video, let's do it. I love it. Let's do it like that, be positive. If no one wants to watch a video where your heart like ass just slacking and going, I don't like this, I'm just doing this because I want to try and get some views and some money. Who wants to watch that? Come on, seriously, it's shit. Someone wants to see you for you being fun and positive and or whatever your style is, sort of thing. That's what people want to see.
All right, man. So we're going to bring in a caller here.
Just do it because you enjoy it. That's how you get big.
All right.
You also got to have the personality for it too, though.
Have you seen Sack's description of how?
Hey, how are you? Did you put your number in the Painkiller Already chat?
Yeah.
All right. Do you have a question for us?
Yeah. Like, hold on 1 second. Just let me turn you guys. I'm watching the stream. Like, I know with Syndicate, you got kind of big off. Like, I think where you took off is when you did the dual comm with X-Jaws on Ascension. And I was just wondering, like, where do you guys think you hit your how do I say it? Your big hit. Like, what was your big video that started, I guess?
Like a catalyst?
Yeah. I get what you mean there. Like, that thing with X-Jaws, it was like, loads of people at that time were like, do you want to do a video? And then they were like, let's do multiplayer over my gameplay and stuff. And then I was like, I don't want to talk over your multiplayer gameplay, so I'd rather just play zombies. And then X-Jaws was just like, well, we'll play some Ascension. And before we knew it, we actually got to a pretty good round at the time. And then, like, because, you know, it was a good round and it needed exposure, it did well on his channel and it got like a couple of million views, I think, which did pretty well in the end. But like at first, I was growing at like, I think at a faster rate than like X-Jaws themselves and some people like that. And then, you know, being able to collab with people. I've not really done much ever because I've not done anything with anyone here. So, like, not even you.
Not really. We played zombies together one time, but you know, a lot of people think that it's like, you know, oh yeah, X-Jaws made Syndicate's channel. No. I mean, like I just did this big story of me. My last significant like boost was at 10,000 subs, and I'm at 760,000 now, 760 something. So,
right,
you know, that's. That's a lot of growth on my own. If I didn't get a boost at the start, I mean, certainly that stuff was helpful. But if you look at anybody, their channel pretty much stands on their own, right? You know, Wings didn't get where he is because of all the help he got. You know, Syndicate didn't get where he is because of one dual comm with Sam. Sam didn't get where he is because of, you know, any collaboration with somebody else. Collabs, you know, are just a tiny little piece of the puzzle. It's mostly about making content people like a lot. That's
the big thing about that is when the person approaches this is how it is with like dual commentaries. The bigger person who's like at a steady rate will always approach the fastest growing YouTuber. I saw it like everyone was like, it's not me being a dickhead, guys, but when you see someone growing, they were like, hey, do you want to do a video with me? Like loads of other YouTubers who I looked up to were like, do you want to do it? Do you want to do it? And I was like, well, yeah, I'd love to, but not now. And I just kept putting it off. And then, you know, with the one with X-Jaws, just happened to be free, played it, went well, and he posted the content. And it's like, if you have to look at it now, if I go and post a multiplayer gameplay, not really many people are going to watch it, because my audience now, as you can tell, is definitely like Minecraft and zombies. That's it. That's not like X-Jaws' audience, so to speak. So I think I've branched off to be myself. And I already had like, at the time we did that, I think I had like 280,000 subscribers. So that was like, I'd say that's still like a big audience. Yeah. To not have to rely on someone else to grow you.
You were obviously big enough to grow on your own. So I'm going to bring in the next guy, because I'm about done talking about how to grow YouTube channels. It's boring.
Prank calls.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Hello?
Hey, how are you? Did you put your number in the painkiller already, chat?
Holy shit, it's Woody?
This is Woody. How are you, man?
519. Dude, you're
pretty
in
good.
my area.
Can't believe this. I put my number in just like for fun.
Well, welcome to the show. Do you have a question for us?
Yeah, I saw your kind of the video you put up a while ago where you invited the guy in who was getting like 21 views per video and that kind of thing. And I mean, I was just wondering if you had any opinions for someone who is just starting out. I mean, I'm getting
I'm
less
trying
views than
so
that. I'm
hard.
just looking for kind of.
I'm trying so
cool
hard to
stuff.
get away from the how to grow a channel topic, and I keep getting sucked back in. Like, it's this is terrible. It's as simple as make videos people like and do it a lot. You know, no random, no two this
Show
week,
your
one next week.
personality, man. Show your personality. Don't if you're just gonna show shit and just be dry, people are not gonna want to watch it. They're gonna stay long term because of you, not because of what you're actually necessarily showing.
Don't
They
copy
stay
someone
for your
else.
personality.
You're not going to
One
be a
thing
better.
I'll say that a lot of people make this mistake is being a negative channel gets you nowhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
so true.
I'll tell you
Constant
what. I'll tell you what being a negative channel gets you. It gets you a lot of views temporarily. If what you want is one video with like a few thousand views on it, then yeah, be a cocksucker. But if you want people tuning in every week and seeing what you're up to, don't do that, because when you attack someone who is sort of beloved in any community, then they'll come over there. They'll be like, "Hey, you're an asshole. Noted. We won't be back. Have a nice day," and they won't come back.
They'll leave you a dislike or two.
Yeah, he'll give you some dislikes. Hope you like those. You know, if you want to see a big red bar into your screen, maybe you're a troll. Maybe that's how you get down. But that is
No,
I see so
I
many
don't
people.
do negative stuff. It's just like I find that my voice can be a little low sometimes, so I have a hard
Your
time
voice is fine,
conveying
dude.
good emotion.
Your voice is fine, but here I don't know what your channel is. I only know what your channel looks like. Most likely guessing is you're doing something that everybody else does. You talk over gameplay.
Yeah, that's right.
You've got it's your personality, dude. You got to sell them with it. They're gonna have to want to listen to you, listen to your stories, listen to what you're saying. You know, sell them. Not being mean or anything, but if you're a boring ass dude, ain't nobody gonna be watching it. You will not grow. I see way too many channels with people trying to put stuff out, even if their gameplay is like MLG, if that means anything. Even if it's at that level, if you are boring and you cannot sell yourselves and sell your personality, you're gonna go nowhere. Nobody's gonna watch it long term, man.
How many times do you guys get that video where it's like, "Hey guys,
somebody's crack-a-lacking on a
I've
keyboard."
said this 1,000.
Woody.
I said this like
not
1,000
me.
times."
Well.
But you go to their channel and it's the same shit over and over again. You're the same as everybody else, dude. What do you mean you're different? I mean, all you gotta do is be inventive. That's it. Be inventive. Sell
That's why I'm
yourself.
gonna go sleep with the bears in the woods next month.
Be happy.
Crazy, stupid shit now.
Be happy and try to stay away from negativity. I mean, if you're going to say, Wings is fat or something like that, yeah, you're going to get a little bit more views on that video, and you're going to think, man, that's the key. No, that's not the key. The key is just to have build. The key is to build that subtle fan base. Like I was listening to Tom talk just a minute ago. He's talking about how he would when he's getting 500 or 600, views a video, he would make sure that every comment he responded to it. I did the same shit when I was growing up. I'm sure Woody did the same thing as well. I'm sure Kyle did the same thing.
I did it forever, man.
You build a relationship with the people. It's like building a friendship in high school. When you go to high school, you want to branch out to people that you might get along with. You don't pretty much start wearing your pants a certain way and try to get in there. No, you go and you introduce yourself. You give them a person they want to be friends with. You do the same thing on YouTube. You make good videos. You give a positive vibe, and you just be yourself.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Okay, this person does not want to know how to grow a channel. Let's do it.
I laugh as the first question is like, I want to grow my YouTube channel.
I was wondering if I could do a collab. Could we do a dual com?
Someone rang me and woke me up 3 days ago and asked me to favourite the video. No joke. No, I've got the number.
Sorry
as well.
about that, Tom.
Hello? Hey, how are
Hello?
you? Did you put your number on painkiller already?
Yeah, I did.
You got a question for Kyle?
No, I had a question. No, fuck Kyle, but I have a question for Wayne.
This guy's awesome. Carry on. What's your question?
So I just watched the movie Sucker Punch. Have you ever seen that?
I have it.
Yep.
All right.
Who said they had?
Guns.
I've seen it.
Guns have.
I've seen it too, but I'm not going to answer your question, motherfucker. You done lost me. I've seen that movie 3 motherfucking times. Know every bit of it.
Well, I thought it was like I could compare it to The Matrix almost. I wondered what your opinion was on it. I thought it was a really good movie, but I think it might just be the soundtrack.
Was your dick hard while you watching it?
The concept was good. Like the idea behind it was good. The cinematography, but I think it was relying too much on the hotness of chicks rather than the coolness. Matrix relied on the coolness of the concept. You know what I mean? The innovativeness of what they were showing, whereas this was like using the same sort of idea, but we lost him, eh?
I don't know if that was my fault.
Who cares?
But never mind.
He's still
not the same. Not as good.
I didn't mean to do that. If I did that, like I couldn't.
No, technical difficulties.
It really was.
You uploaded Happy Wheels. You copied Nova.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I
This
said I'm
guy,
trying it for April Annihilation. Back off.
Kyle, this guy's actually one of your fans.
No,
he really
Do your
is.
voice.
He's
What
not
voice,
saying F
Kyle?
Kyle.
His
He's
voice.
like, Kyle's a god. I've got a question for him.
What is your favorite lube?
Hello?
Hey,
all right,
did you
I'll
put
make a deal with you. It has to be a sex question. Go.
For me?
Yes.
All right. Well, it has to be a sex question.
Yes.
Can I ask my original question first?
Yes, you can do that. Yeah, we'll let you warm up while you think of the sex
But I
question.
will not answer it.
All right. So my original question for Kyle is that what happened to Gator?
Gator's cooking.
He's cooking.
Gator's cooking. Don't
Cooking
worry.
what?
Gator's going to be cooking some bear real soon. Don't worry.
Gator's cooking bear real
He
soon.
hasn't posted a video in forever.
Gator had to go to jail for a little while. He hurt somebody.
Can you tell me what happened? Maybe off the air?
Gator don't. I will tell you off the air if you'll tweet me and I'll send you a DM. Gator's a bad motherfucker. He hurt somebody. Gator don't.
All right.
All right, now, do you have a sex question for Kyle?
All right. The sex question is, do you have a picture of that llama that girl? Was it a llama that she shaved into her?
A giraffe.
It was a giraffe, and I have pictures.
Giraffe.
I have pictures, and I'm next to the giraffe, and I'm smiling.
Can you show me pictures of that as well if I tweet you?
Yes, I will show you pictures of a vagina with a giraffe carved into it. Yes, I will do that for you.
Well, since we got all these damn requests going out, can you spot me 100?
All right, man, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you very much. Fuck
All right.
Kyle.
I like this guy.
He's trying to get pudding pics from Kyle, and he's over cussing at him.
That's love. That's tough love.
That's tough love. That's tough love, yeah.
Yep. That's spit on it kind of love.
So,
Is that the show?
you say you wanted to wrap up the show?
I'm just saying. I'm like, where do we go from here?
Keep going.
I don't know. I think
Still 7,700 people, and that's crazy.
Yeah, I got 600 of those, but
Well, in about 15 either way, I got to get back to work.
that guy has no tweets, Tom. The one that you said you weren't a big fan of.
He has no tweets, and you're not.
Was that a tea kettle?
Yeah, Kyle, you need to take care of someone. Hands money, throw his money at face.
We have
Go.
a contract killing going on here. That might be how we end the show.
We need to kill someone. Be right back. So tune in next week to see how we did.
Viral.
All right, so I think we're going to wrap up and
Kyle,
discuss
that's it.
murder, and we want to do that off the air. But thanks for coming out, guys. I hope you liked it. And
What you know about contract killing?
fuck Kyle.
I know for the right price, I can